Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again and again.
There is a great disturbance in the Force.
That's right.
I have felt it.
Have you felt it, Lord Vader? Because I'm not 100% sure you do, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to go live. It's MAGGCAST time. We're ready to rock and roll. We got people in the house. Let's go! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. How's everybody doing out there, ladies and gentlemen? How's everybody doing out there? How is everybody? You having a great week? I'm having a great week. We're all going to have a great week, okay? That's the way it's going to be. We're going to set our mind, and we're going to all have a great time. Good evening, everybody. I'm glad to see everybody here. A lot of green in that chat, ladies and gentlemen. You know what they mean? It means a whole lot of maggots in the house. Everybody's here in the house. We got some blue out there, too. I got my mods out there keeping those streets clean because you know how it gets sometimes, right, on these YouTube streets. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, I've got something to announce today. Asha Sharma's listening right now. I know she's listening to me right now. I know. She totally is not, by the way. There's no way. Oh, we've got Geppetto in the house. How you doing, Geppetto? That's a new name. I haven't seen that one before. There are no strings on me. I'm going to start singing Pinocchio songs all night just because of you, Geppetto. You shouldn't have done that. That's right. Feel the power of the dark side, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
It is unavoidable.
That's right.
It is your destiny.
That's right.
There is a great disturbance in the Force.
I have felt it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we got Satie saying bring back the exclusives. Well, I'm glad you said that, my friend, because that's going to be a hell of a topic tonight, folks. We got some things to talk about, man. Oh, you saw me on Lono's show. There you go. Well, there you go, Geppetto. This is a little different, and I'll tell you why it's different. Because it is certainly not, it's certainly not kid-friendly, okay? And it's not safe for work, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a safe for work podcast. Now, I started off clean, and then things get down and dirty. You don't know how it goes. But that's the way it goes, folks.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
That's right. That's right, Macho Man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm chilling in heaven, yeah.
So, before we get anything started, Ambidextrous, how you doing, buddy? I got some house cleaning to do right now, ladies and gentlemen. You know why? Because we got Super Chats flying in already. It's unbelievable. We just started the show, and here we go. We got Kung Fu Hot Dog coming in, dropping a 5-pound Super Chat. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That is British proper money. That's what I'm talking about. Kung Fu Hot Dog, the man. Thank you so much, Kung Fu Hot Dog. And he says, Magalicious. Tell us how Reforged Gaming invited you on a recent live stream. He can be a divisive man with the odd bad take, but you came prepped. Oh, thank you very much, Kung Fu Hot Dog. Well, I'll tell you this, and this is something that we just kind of touched on XNC last night. And here's the thing: when you're in this space, right? And what I mean by this space, I don't mean that like in a whatever. I'm talking about in the YouTube space, and you're talking to people, and you're doing shows, and you're doing whatever. You will obviously meet a ton of people who you agree with and disagree with or whatever else. But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to watch or like or respect your show. And I actually do like his show very much. Even if I don't agree with all the takes, I like the show very much. I always have. I always listen to his show. I listen to his show almost daily. He's on Monday to Friday, right? And I know some people in the chat would be like, I don't like him. That's totally fine. Because you know what the thing is? There are a lot of people out there who do not like me. Right? So, I mean, that's the thing, too. I mean, how many times you get that out there? Was like, oh, Mag's an asshole or whatever, right? That happens. You know, the same thing's going to happen with Lono and Reforged. The same thing's going to happen to Colt Eastwood on a daily basis. The guy gets attacked left, right, and center. You guys know how it goes. Oh, no, it's Alex goes through it all the time. You know what I mean? Jaffe goes through it. Boomstick goes through it. The Iron Lords go through it. We all do. And why is because we are public figures. And as a result of that, I don't mean that like in some like, oh, we're big, high, and mighty Hollywood stars. No, not that at all. What it is that because we are on a public forum and people people listen to us and whatever else, you know, when you speak for 2 or 3 hours, not every single thing someone's going to like. I made a joke about that actually on the show on Reforged on yesterday. And I said, it's funny when someone, you talk for 3 hours and then someone takes 7 words of your 3-hour show and then clips that and turns it into something that was not, you know what I mean? Like, taking things out of context. That's just the way it is, right? Anyways, we had a great show yesterday on his channel, so if anybody wanted to go check that out. And I see some people, like I said, Geppetto's one of the people out there. Who's out there, and actually, like I said, he came over from there, and I actually gained about 150 new subs, actually, from that show. So a lot of people, whatever, came over there. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. I had a great time. We had a great conversation. We very compatible in terms of, like, the give and take of how it is to talk. You know, there's a lot of times when you watch a podcast, and I'm sure you guys have seen it, where there's a podcast and people are like constantly talking over each other, and you're sitting there listening going, I can't hear what anybody's saying. And you're trying to hear what everybody's saying, but it's damn near impossible because there's no like flow. There's no give and take with each other, whatever. And there was we had a good chemistry with that yesterday, and that was great. Colt and I, obviously, same thing. Like, Colt and I have been on the air for 3 effing years, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe that? Like, Colt and I have been together for 3 years, and we have that give and take perfectly. Where I know where he's about to finish a sentence, and then I, kind of finish that sentence, and then I take off from there or whatever else, and it's very seamless and whatnot. And yeah, it was great. So yeah, I had a good time, man. And it's always good to talk to everybody. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't exclude anybody from any conversations. I never do. And I mean, like, I'm saying, listen, man, we may agree or disagree on stuff, but let's talk. Like, that's cool. That's the way it's gonna be. I mean, like, I could be on Boomstick's show. It's been a while since I've been on his show. I could be on Boomstick's show. I've been on Web Dave's show. I've been with Fonz. I've been with Gaz. I've been with Colt. I've been with Portarock. I've been with Reforge. I've been with Brap. I've been with Mooch several times, right? And so, like, you get all those different angles. The good thing about that, and the one thing that I like about that, is that you get different perspectives. And there's one thing that I do not like, me personally, is that I'm not a big fan of echo chambers, right? And when you've got echo chambers, you're not going to get all the perspectives. You know what I'm saying? So if you close your mind to different perspectives, then you're closing your mind to a more rounded, a more intelligent take on things. And I don't mean intelligent like in an insulting way. I mean, like, you're getting a more rounded view as to how things work, because you're like, oh, okay, I'm seeing that side, I'm seeing this side, I'm seeing this side, I'm seeing this side, and that's what we should be doing. And I think that, like, I mean, I'm not gonna get into politics, okay? I'm not gonna do it, even though you know what I'm talking about.
Do not come.
You know what I'm talking about.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
I'm not gonna get into politics, but you see what happens with politics when two sides shut down and there's no communication? Nothing gets accomplished. Right? So if you have opposing views, oh, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, I'm a liberal, I'm a conservative, I'm the, Labor Party, I'm a this and that, and whatever. And if you can't meet in the middle and have conversation, it all shuts down. And you see that all over the world, all these different countries. Nobody wants to talk to the other people, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? The same thing applies to YouTube and all that jazz. So thank you very much, Kung Fu Hot Dog. I appreciate that. And ladies and gentlemen, it is unbelievable. Here he comes. He has been quiet, but he is loud tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Grumpy Old Fart coming in, dropping a $100 super chat. The man is a maniac. He is a maniac. And by the way, I want to tell you guys, I don't want to embarrass the guy, okay? Because Grumpy Old Fart and I talk behind the scenes all the time. I'll tell you this. Thank you, Grumpy Old Fart. And I'll get to your super chat in a moment. Every single game that I have been playing from late 25 into 2026, all the way up until June, except for Mouse PI, which I'm buying myself, has been purchased and donated to the channel by Grumpy Old Fart himself, ladies and gentlemen. He unlocks the rare achievement of 100 achievement points, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. Yes, they've all been courtesy of him. He has been so incredibly supportive of not only me and, of course, the channel and this community. And like I said, it all helps you guys, too, because then you guys get into those games as well. You get to watch those games, because I wouldn't be able to buy all those games. I'm not Daddy Warbucks. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, he comes in, he's like, hey, you're playing this game. You're playing whatever, Crimson Desert. Oh, actually, he bought it for my wife, technically. So, I mean, it wasn't really me. But, you know what I mean? Like, I get to play all those games. And every other game, and all the ones coming up, too. Like, don't forget. Like, 007, he bought for this channel. Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight, he bought for this channel. We're playing all those games. And they're all courtesy of him. So I wanted to say thank you to Grumpy Old Fart before I get into a super chat. And Grumpy Old Fart says for $100, he says, I know I'm late to the party and missed the deadline. You did not miss anything, my friend. But please, please take this for the road trip to LA. Dude, thank you so much. You know why. You can tell them I don't care. Authenticity. If not, my mom told me we cannot be friends anymore because you have a bad influence on me. That's right. Bad influence on you, baby. Let's go. The worst influence. Thank you, grumpy old fart man. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. And right off the heels of that, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Emperor Hound coming in, dropping a $5 super chat as well. And he says, the Mag. Thank you, Emperor Hound. He goes, the Mag, the myth, the legend. Shout out to Mag in the community. Hit the like and subscribe. You maggots. Absolutely, you maggots. Get in there. Get in there. Thank you guys for checking out the show, as always, man. And we got G-Mania coming in, dropping a $5 super chat as well. Let's go, G-Mania. That's what I'm talking about. And he says, for $5, he says, Reforge has some bad takes, but at least he doesn't spread lies like Dreamcast Guy. I've actually done 2 shows with Dreamcast Guy. Satius Mag, you slut. I am a slut. G-Mania, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you, buddy. Oh, my Metallica shirt. Yeah, I got this in the concert in Detroit. Check it out. I couldn't see it in Toronto because it was too expensive. Can you believe that? Can you believe that, guys? So Metallica's playing here in Toronto with Limp Bizkit, and I'm not even kidding. This is my hometown, okay? It was cheaper. Don't even get me started with Canada right now, okay? It was cheaper to drive to Detroit, stay in a hotel, have lunch, have dinner, have breakfast the next day, whatever, all that jazz. Go to the concert, have excellent tickets in Detroit at Ford Field, and drive back to Toronto. This includes gas and everything. It was cheaper to do that than to just go hop on the train and go see Metallica and Limp Bizkit at the Rogers Center. I'm not even kidding. That's how stupid it is up here sometimes. Yeah! What? Can you imagine that? I had to drive to Detroit, and it was still cheaper than watching it 40 minutes from my house. That's how stupid it is up here. It was like to do it up here would be like, I think with everything included, it'd be like $1,500 to go see them. $1,500, and it's 40 minutes from my effing house just for me and my wife. Yeah! You know what I'm saying? But anyways. We're not here to talk about my Metallica concert in Detroit, which was wonderful, by the way. Five Finger Death Punch opened for them and some other band. I can't remember who it was. They were awesome. It was great. Yeah. I love all kinds of music. I listen to hip-hop. Not the new stuff. The new stuff's not very good. But like the older stuff, especially the 90s. The 90s is what, come on. I grew up on the 80s stuff, right? But I listen to everything, man. Hip-hop. I listen to jazz. I even listen to opera. I listen to metal. I listen to thrash. I listen to everything. Rock. I even sometimes listen to country. I listen to dance music. I like techno. I like house music. I love everything, man. I love all kinds of music, man. It's fantastic. So I'm not just like a one sort of track mind when it comes to music and all that, right? Oh, I know, Cybergunter. Don't even remind me, man. He says Dodgers own that stadium. Yeah, I know, dude. We lost 2 out of 3 there, and the Jays are in last place right now. But we also have like 17 players, I think, or whatever it is, 11 or however many players are on the injured, like our starters. Basically, the entire World Series team is on the injured list right now. I have never seen anything so ridiculous like that in my entire life. All right, Grumpy Old Fart, take care, man. I'll see you guys. I'll see you in a bit. Get home from work safe, buddy. Yeah, the sales taxes are crazy. Son of Asgard, you don't have to tell me, man. I live in this fucking place. Oops, the F word already slipped out, ladies and gentlemen. We're at the 18-minute mark. But anyways, we're not here to talk about that stuff. We're here to talk about video games. So you want to talk about video games? Let's talk about video games. The first one I want to talk about tonight, before we get into the big topic, which of course is the whole Xbox exclusives war that we saw on Twitter today, right? And I mean, it's been raging on for a couple days and this and that or whatever. And I'm going to give my perspectives of what I think about that. But we're going to talk about that later because that's a big topic, okay? That's going to be crazy. But the first thing I want to talk about is that we've got a couple of big games coming out this week. One of them, I believe, launched today. We've got another one coming out in 2 days. We got another one coming out in 3 days. Right? So there's a bunch of those games coming up. Now, again, I've told you guys a million times before, I don't like pulling stuff up on the screen because it's just stupid. You can't even read it. Like, there's no point. I've done it before. The only time I'll share a screen is if we're doing a live reaction to a showcase or something like that. I'll make the whole screen like the showcase. I'll put my stupid little face in the corner and whatever else, right? And we're watching something together. But if, like, I'm putting text on the screen, and the only reason why I do this is not because I don't know how. Of course I know how. But it's just like, you can't read it. Unless you're watching my show on like a 75-inch screen, you can't read it. Like, you know how many times I said, like, someone puts like a review on the screen, and I'm like sitting there like that. I can't read it. Anyways, what we're gonna do? Cyber Gunter. Let's go with a cheese pizza. Let's go with a cheese pizza with light pepperoni and strip bacon, not crumble bacon. And I want a garlic dipping sauce with that as well. I mean, Cyber Gunter's ordering pizza. One might as well get in on there. Geppetto saying, I love video games when I don't have time to play. Well, you know what? You have time to listen because we're going to talk about it today. Iron Balls is back. Where's this guy been? What's up, Greg? How you doing, buddy? No F words. There'll be a few here and there. Depending on how angry I get. Yeah, thanks, Magnum. He says Mag's favorite artists are Avril Lavigne and Nickelback. Thanks, Magnum. Yeah! Anyways, let's talk about these games that came out this week, folks. So we had the first one that's out today, I believe, and it's called Replaced. I'm sure you guys have all seen the game or whatever else, right? And I'm looking at some of the Metacritic scores. Out of the 3 that are launching this week, Replaced is sitting at the lower end, and I don't mean lower like in a bad way. It's just sitting at a 79, right? So that's actually not too bad. And now the thing is, it's sitting at a 79 on PC. There are no Xbox. Now this is the weird thing. There are no Xbox reviews. It says to be determined, and I'm like, but why? Isn't it like, someone want to correct me here? Isn't Replaced supposed to be a day one Xbox Game Pass game, or am I mistaken? Someone in the chat, let me know. But it didn't have a lot of people reviewing the game. That was the other thing. So yeah, there you go. Cybergun is saying Replace is awesome. So now the thing is, but why? My question is, why is it not getting that love, or doesn't seem to be getting that love? Because right now is that it only has 20 critic reviews. Now I know that there were three other, 3 games launching this week, and 2 of them obviously took some form of priority. Right, it is on Game Pass. Okay, thank you, Iron Storm. Iron Storm's in the house. I hope your show was well tonight, buddy. I'm going to listen to it on the replay, as I always do. Very rarely I can catch his show live. Go check him out, Iron Storm. He does a live show earlier in the day as part of our podcast Tuesdays, and I can't watch it live because that's when I'm running around doing stuff for the kids and all that stuff, right? My wife works late, so I'm the daddy. I'm the man of the house during all that time. When she's home, I guess she's the man of the house. I don't know. But anyways, point is that only 20 critic reviews. And I'm like, but why? And no Xbox reviews. Why? If this is a day one Game Pass game, why wasn't that prioritized? So the thing is that when you've got a situation like this is what I was talking about when I'm talking about like with Asha taking over Xbox, is that if you're going to do that, you're going to do that job and you want to get this in the forefront, you make sure that the reviewers are playing it, like, you know what I mean, are reviewing it for Xbox. It's going on Xbox. Never mind PC. Banana Man can take care of the PC stuff. That's his realm, okay? I noticed he didn't color his beard lately. It looks gray now. I actually don't mind it. I kind of like the darker beard better on him. Alex, I know you don't listen, but whatever. You guys can tell him. I like the beard with, like, not so much gray. I color my beard, but, like, hey, listen, man, I don't lie about it. I'm 51 years old. What do you want me? You think I'm going to have a dark, black beard at 51? Anyways, Alex can take care of the PC stuff. But the Xbox stuff, you got this game coming on a Game Pass. You should be a lot of advertising, a lot of talking about it, a lot of hype for it, a lot of focus on it, and get those reviewers out there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jardel, how you doing? Spare eyebrows. Sabina, how you doing? So, why is it when I go to Metacritic it says to be determined? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You know what I mean? That's ridiculous. If you're making a big thing about it, about launching day one on Game Pass, then there should be 40, 50 reviews out there. And that's what, I think, at that point, I know Microsoft didn't make the game or whatever else, but you've got some kind of a little responsibility out there and say, hey, we need Xbox reviews out there to, talk to the outlets, talk to them, talk to the IGNs, talk to the whoever's, the Kotakus and the GameSpots or GameStop, GameSpots or whatever the hell, right? VG24, Metro, whatever, all these review sites. Go out there, reach out and say, listen, we guys give you, we give you a lot of money because they do. Come on. All the companies give these people money, okay? How do you think they keep their lights on, okay? It's kind of like the same as like Super Chats, right? But the companies do that. They always give them some money to keep them funded and all that kind of stuff, right? And that also keeps them in the news cycle, and that's the way it goes, right? Get out there and say, I need Xbox reviews day one. I need Xbox reviews day one on the Metacritic. So when people go out and check it out, they need to see that. They don't need to see to be determined the day it's released. That to me is silly. If you want to put more focus on the Xbox console gamers, which is what the new initiative is by Asha, then do that. Make sure that's there. I don't want to see a PC review. I don't play on PC. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just the way I think about it. That's the way I think about it. C-Fresh goes, did an Xbox fire the third-party person? They might have, C-Fresh, but the thing is at the same time, then hire somebody else. It's not like you don't have the cash for it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Funky Playbox, how you doing? Goku, Ryther, how are you guys? Fuzzy Tomato, nice to see you, buddy. Infernal Earth is in the house. It's a great game so far. That's what Infernal Earth is saying. I was going to say, can you guys please in the chat, I know some people are talking about it already. Can some people in the chat tell me, whoever is playing the game right now, let me know what you guys think about it. I'd love to see. Infernal Earth says it's a great game so far. I want to see some more feedback. I have not played it yet. I will play it in May. And the reason why I'm going to play it in May is because I'm going to time this, folks, okay? Because I'm a financially prudent guy. I'm going to time it so that I get to play, because I have 1 month of Game Pass Ultimate, like a voucher, which, funny enough, was given to me by my grumpy old fart. Sup, Street? And I'm going to save it for Forza Horizon 6 and Replaced at the same time. Right? I want to play them both at the same time. So I'm going to wait till like 5 days before Forza 6 drops. And what I'm going to do from there is then I will play Replaced before Forza Horizon 6 and then play Forza Horizon 6 or whatever and fit that all into the 1 month Game Pass subscription that I'm getting for Ultimate, right? So that's pretty good. AKL, how you doing, buddy? Geppetto's asking, why do you have all those old school arcades? Because I love them. And I grew up with them. So the thing is, when it comes to these arcades back here, all these machines were not bought just like on a whim. These were all games that I played in the arcades. So I got Street Fighter there. And what it is, it follows my history. It follows my history. There's one cabinet I still have yet to get, and that's Centipede. I'm working on that, but I can't do that this year. I don't have that money for that. We got LA and all that stuff, right? So that's, Sup, Bernie? Silent Reaper's in the house. You're wicked hot. What's up? I saw your show with Noof just the other day, buddy. I know it sounds crazy, but when you do a lot of these shows or whatever else, the thing is, when you're watching YouTube, it tends to take some time to catch up to everybody else, right? So, yeah. Anyways, Geppetto, to answer your question, Centipede was like one of the earlier games I used to play or whatever. Miss Pac-Man was my favorite arcade game when I was 7 years old. So I bought the Miss Pac-Man. Dragon's Lair, I sucked at it, but in those days it was 50 cents, and I remember that was crazy but I had to get it because I was enamored by the animations. You never seen anything like that in a video game, right? Because in those days it was still just blocks and whatever, right? A lot of pixels and blocks, and Dragon's Lair was a whole different thing. It had that late 70s like Disney cartoon vibe to it. And I had to get it, so I got Dragon's Lair. Mortal Kombat, obviously, that dominated my 90s with, of course, in the back corner there, I've got Street Fighter. So Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat, that dominated pretty much all of the 90s for me until the PlayStation 1 came out. And then the PlayStation 1 was so good that I ended up towards the latter half of the decade, I just stayed home because I was playing on my PlayStation 1. And then the Buck Hunter, big Buck Hunters, when I was going to the bars all the time, and my wife and I, when we were dating, we used to go to the bars, have some beers and this and that, and we would play big Buck Hunter all night, right, with some of the locals and all that jazz, and that's why I have all those things. So that's what it is. But anyways, back to Replaced. So Replaced is sitting at a 79. Now, here's the interesting part. There are 0 negative reviews. That's a good thing, folks. That's a good thing. Easy, how you doing, buddy? No, I never do console war bullshit. No, I just tell it like it is. And if it hurts people's feelings, it's fine. But, like, I don't go out of my way to, like, say this bad, that bad. I mean, I'll say, like, policies are bad or ideas are bad or some things that people do are bad. But I never, like, you know, I don't shit all over one and, you know, that kind of thing. No, I don't have the TMNT 2 arcade. Oh, and Your Wicked Hot says you played for 3 hours. All right. How you liking it? So anyways, Replaced is sitting at that 79, like I was saying. And on top of that, no negative reviews. You've got some mixed ones, but the majority of them are positive. And that's a great thing. And I think that at that point, when you've got all these outlets giving it a 95, there's a 90 in there, a couple of 90s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like 7 or 8 90s, and then the rest are mid 80s. And then there's a couple that are a little bit lower, like in the 70s, of course, obviously that dropped it down to that 79. But 79 is by no means a bad score. That's a great score. And it sounds like, from what I'm hearing from the chat right now, or when I'm reading in the chat, is that it's actually a great game. So that is another one. So we got Replaced. So if you've got Game Pass or you want to purchase this game, go out, check out Replaced. It seems to be an awesome game, and I'm all about it. Now, the ones that I've got my focus on, and that's something that's going to be happening here on this channel this week, folks, is we are going to be playing Mouse PI right here on this channel on Thursday. We are doing a special, 2 special presentations this week. So I'm going to be doing Thursday. I'm going to be playing Mouse PI. Now, in terms of timing, we're going to get into the game in just a moment. In terms of timing, I'm not 100% sure how this is all going to go down because we're still... I know that Xbox is doing something with Metro 2039 that's coming out. So as a result of that, I'm not 100% sure where that's going to land. So the thing is, if it's only going to be like a 10-minute like show of Metro 2039 with maybe an announcement date or something like that, or 15 minutes, I don't think that that's worthy of going live for. Like if it was half an hour or 45-minute show or whatever, like it was an actual showcase, then I'd be like, okay guys, let's do a live reaction. We'll have a watch party. We'll do it live. But what I may do is that it's going to air at 1 p.m. Once it's done, I may actually film a reaction video with it playing and then me in the corner, and then I'll talk about it for, you know, do like a 20-minute video or something like that. Now, we're also waiting to see if, however unlikely that it is, there's still a possibility that there is a PlayStation thing. I know people were rumoring, Jesus, is that even a word? It was rumored, excuse me, that there was going to be some kind of a PlayStation State of Play on the 16th, which of course is this Thursday. Now, they're also traditionally usually around 5 to 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I'm not really sure if that's happening. I highly doubt it at this point because, Tuesday's over, basically, right? Tuesday's gone with the wind, and now we're into Wednesday. So what are they going to do? Oh, by the way, tomorrow we're doing a show, we're doing a State of Play. It doesn't, like, usually they do it on a Monday or something, or a Tuesday. They say, join us this Thursday, so it gives people some time. I can't see them announcing it on a Wednesday for Thursday. It seems kind of late. But just in case there is, then we will do a live reaction to that. Again, this is all up in the air. We have to wait for them to announce something. So that being the case, I may only be able to play Mouse PI at night, which is totally fine. I'll do a 3-4 hour stream, no problem, on the Thursday night. We'll do that, and we'll play Mouse PI. And if I'm really loving the game, which I'm expecting to, because I've talked to people who played it and reviewed it, and they said, dude, you are going to love Mouse PI. So then we will 100% be playing the game. Now, if there aren't all those distractions going on in the day with like showcases or whatever else, then I'll probably do a duo stream that day. I may stream earlier in the day, like maybe in the morning first thing, and do like a 2-3 hour stream in the morning, do some stuff in the afternoon for the channel, and then at nighttime have like a 4-hour plus, 3-4 hour whatever playthrough of Mouse PI, and we'll do that into the nighttime, and that'll be for Thursday. Now Friday is going to be dedicated entirely to Pragmata. We'll get into Pragmata a little bit later, but let's talk about Mouse PI right now. So as it stands right now, the majority of the reviews were on PC, and the reason for that, I know that is a fact because I did speak to some people about that, is that the developer was not really handing out too many codes for the console. They were handing out codes for PC. And so there's 47 critic reviews. It's sitting at an 81, which is very good. And on the PlayStation side, it is sitting at, hold on a second. Whoops, I just lost it. My goodness. At a 75 with 9 critic reviews. So the thing is, I'm hearing from all the people that I trust and I like, and YouTubers and, of course, users and otherwise who have reviewed this game are saying it's amazing. They're like, it is so much fun. It's such a great game, whatever. And now the thing is, when you get a game like that, I'm all for it. First of all, I like first-person shooters. I love action adventures. I love mysteries. I love story. And on top of that, there's one thing that I really, really love, and it's something that I've always been enamored with, is black and white Pulp Fiction material. And I don't mean Tarantino's Pulp Fiction. I mean Pulp Fiction, the 1920s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s even, Maltese Falcon, The Shadow, right? Yeah, The Shadow knows. Right? Who knows what lurks and, who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men.
There is a great disturbance in the force.
Even the Alec Baldwin movie was awesome, man. If you guys watched the Alec Baldwin Shadow movie in the 90s, that movie was dope, man. I love that movie. But anyways, I'm a big fan of the genre, okay? And that's why, by the way, my panties are soaking wet right now, because we got Nicolas Cage playing Spider Noir in a black and white 1930s private PI kind of thing, just like this Mouse PI, and it's going to be one of those hard-boiled 1930s black and white detective, but at the same time, he's Spider-Man. What are we talking about here, folks? That's going to be amazing. And if you haven't seen the trailer for Spider Noir, do yourself a favor, go check it out. It's got everything I love. It's black and white. It's got all the vibes of the 30s and the speakeasies and like the cool, like hard-boiled alcoholic PI with the cigarettes and all that shit and whatever. And Nicolas Cage on top of it, plus Spider-Man. That sounds like a fever dream, baby. I'm all for it. So anyways, Mouse PI. On top of that, you've got Troy Baker doing the main character's voice, the mouse. Okay? I can't remember his name. We'll just call him the mouse. He's a mouse. And oh my God, the voice work that I've heard so far for this game, I am so on board for this. I cannot wait to play this game. So I am super excited for that. Now, once again, as for timing, I'm not 100% certain how this is all going to work out. Okay, because like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on Thursday, or maybe going on Thursday. The one thing for sure is Xbox is going to be showing that Metro 2039. We will get into that, right? But then on top of that, Sony still might be doing that state of play. We don't know. If they don't announce it by tomorrow morning, it's not happening. So if that's the case, then we're going to play in the morning, Mouse PI. I'm going to do a video based on the reveal of 2039, Metro 2039, and then in the evening around 8 o'clock or so Eastern Standard, we will be playing a longer stretch of time for Mouse PI. So we will be doing that. Now, that being the case, the game right now, and Canadian, I believe it's $29.99, which is crazy because I think it's $29.99 in the US as well, which is crazy. Hey, Bernie, how you doing, bud? That's crazy to me. Aero Nation, did I even say hi to you yet? Sauza, how are you? Jay Silver? The kids do play on the arcade machines a lot. Yes, they do. So, yeah. Anyways, I can't remember what I was about to say. I had to say something else that was somewhat important. But either way, that's, I'll let everybody know how the whole cadence of Thursday is going to work out because it's obviously going to be incredibly busy. But anyways, Mouse PI, I was talking about the price. So my understanding is that it's somewhere around $29.99. I mean, I know it is $29.99 Canadian, which would lead me to believe that it's cheaper in the US, but it doesn't seem to be. I think I also heard them saying it was going to be $29.99. That's a great price for this game. I'm also hearing that if you want to squeeze everything out of this game, it's going to take you about 20 hours. That's a great amount of time for that price tag. Right? That's great. That's a great value. And on top of it, you've got top-notch voice actors. You got great animations, which if memory serves, they're actually hand-drawn, very much like Cuphead. That's great. Right? So this game, man, I'm all for it. I can't wait. Now, let's move on to the other game. And the other game, of course, is The Big Daddy by one of the best developers that we have in the world right now, Pragmata by Capcom. And that will be coming out Friday. So we've got ourselves a hell of a week, ladies and gentlemen. And the crazy thing is that I've been saying for a while, I mean, all of us have been saying it, whether it's YouTubers or whether it's everybody in the chat. And this year is going to be a monumental year. And the cascade has it's been nonstop. It's been nonstop. I don't have to list all the games that have already come out to this point, but look at what's coming out in the next 12 days. It's insane, or 14 days. You've got Replaced. You've got Mouse PI. You've got Pragmata. And then next week, at the end of next week, you've got Soros. 4 big games in 14 days. That is insane. I don't even know how, never mind being able to keep up with all this. How are we going to afford all this? It's crazy. It's just too much. But it's a lot going on. And, and like I said, then we'll get into May another time. We'll talk about that later. However, let's talk about Pragmata. Pragmata looks like, from what I'm understanding from people, is that this is a Game of the Year contender. This is what I keep hearing from some big YouTubers out there. Skill Up was talking about it. And he even said that a lot of other reviewers are saying this is a Game of the Year contender, which is crazy because, in my opinion, Resident Evil Requiem is a Game of the Year contender. And no, not just because I'm a simp for Resident Evil. It's also because it's a really damn good game that almost scored a 90 on Metacritic, and it should have, except for those one assholes who gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. And the problem with that, it's fine that you can give it a 3 out of 5 stars, but the problem is Metacritic automatically translates a 3 out of 5 stars, which is probably around a 75. They gave it a 60. They translated that to a 60, and it dragged the score under a 90. What a heartbreaking situation that is for Capcom. Absolute bullshit, in my opinion, because that game would be sitting right now at a 91, and it would be the highest rated game of the year without question up to this point. Right? And so absolutely ridiculous that happened. Oh, that's right. There's also that Pokemon Porcupine game or whatever that came out as well. I don't know. I don't play Pokemon. So yeah, so there's a lot of games that came out, all doing well, whatever, and it's all fantastic. But like I said, now we're moving on to this. So not only does lightning strike once, lightning strikes twice with Capcom. They hit with Resident Evil, and they hit hard. And they come in here right now, and of course it's the best-selling Resident Evil of all time, or the fastest-selling Resident Evil of all time, or whatever else, right? And then they come back with Pragmata, which I don't think a lot of people are giving it credit for. And all of a sudden, this game comes out the gate, and everybody's like, nah, man, this is the real effing deal. This is the real deal. And it's incredible. It's sitting at really high right now. On PlayStation, it's sitting at an 86. On PC, an 88. On Xbox Series, an 86. And on the Switch 2, it's sitting at an 89. Now, if you haven't played the demo, I implore every single one of you, please do yourself a favor. Go play the demo. Don't do it now because we're in the middle of a show. When the show's over or whatever, or play in the background. It's only 30 minutes. There's no spoilers. There's no nothing. You just get a vibe of the game, and then they pull you out of it. And that's great. It's 30 minutes. I played it on the Xbox. I played it on the PlayStation 5 Pro, and I played it on the Switch 2. All 3 experiences were absolutely perfect to me. I loved it. I loved it. Now, the one question I get a lot from people who did not play the demo, but they watched the trailers and they watched the little showcase where they showed how the game plays and all that. The one question I get asked often is, well, what about this hacking thing? It seems like it's a real pain in the ass. Every time a robot comes, you got the little girl on your back, you got to do this little hacking sequence. And I'm like, trust me, man, it's very fluid. At first, I was kind of pissed off about it. I'm like, I don't want to hack. I don't want to do the friggin' Konami code every time I want to shoot somebody. Up, down, left, right, A, B plus, whatever. I don't want to do the Capcom, the Konami code every time I want to shoot somebody. I just want to shoot somebody. However, fear not, folks. My understanding is that there's like a skill tree in there where you can like up your skills, you can buy different things and whatever else. And one of the things that you could do is you can like sort of like mass hack like a room. Like, so if there's like a bunch of like things in there, you don't have to hack each individual person. I think you could just hack once and it like gets everybody. And then you could just go and blast all the different things in there. So you only have to do it once, but you have to like level up to get to that point. You know what I mean? But again, what are we talking about here? Big game. Big big scope. Apparently the graphics are absolutely stunning. I mean, I've seen it, I played it, but like the final version of the game, like even Skill Up was saying, this game is a visual stunner. And he's like, it is incredible how beautiful this game is and how big in scope it is. Like even when you see like the whole moon base and all the stuff going on in the different biomes and all that, and they're saying this game is incredible, right? So they really know how to work that RE engine, man. I'm telling you. They know how, I mean, these guys are masters of this thing. They just, I mean, obviously it's theirs, but I'm just saying, like, it's one of those things that it's just like, they're so good at it, and they just seem to be getting better. And now on top of that, let's also not forget, everybody, that Capcom also has Onimusha coming out. And there are rumors that it might come out this year, which is insane. We're going to get into that a little bit later in the show because we have a lot to talk about in terms of the cadences that are happening for the rest of the year and all that stuff. We will get into that. But right now, can you imagine if, I mean, and Onimusha looked fantastic too. Granted, we didn't really see it in action, like, properly or anything like that. But, I mean, it's Capcom. Like, have they missed? They've been sinking nothing but three-pointers steady since 2017. I mean, these guys are on fire. They're unstoppable at this point. Right? They're unstoppable. Can you imagine if they launched 3 Game of the Year contenders in the same year? I mean, Capcom could just drop the mic and walk away from the industry forever. That's it. They could just say, fuck it, I'm done. We're done. We're out. We're the grand champions of video games. Go to hell. We're out of here. See you later. And they could just walk away into the sun. They could just ride off into the sunset and be totally good. It's crazy. It's crazy. Capcom, they make great games. I like to play them. I mean, everyone scores an 85 to an 88. It's crazy. You know what I mean? It's wild. So anyways, Pragmata, put it at the top of your list as a priority. And the thing is, we are getting spoiled rotten, and that's another thing. Actually, I want to bring this up before we move on. And we're gonna catch up with some super chats, and then we're gonna get into the next topic. I am so tired, even though I'm not really tired. I don't really listen to that bullshit. I'm so tired of hearing that like the AAA industry is dying and like this and that, or what are you talking about? Every 5 steps, you're tripping on another AAA banger. And we're not talking about some like half-ass game or something like that. We're talking about big, huge games. Pause. You know what I'm saying? These are big games. All of them, and they're all doing incredibly well. And they're all rating well. And people are loving them. And around every corner, there's another AAA banger coming out. What are you talking about that the AAA industry is dead? You know what I mean? Like when people say stupid things like that, I'm just like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Get out of here with that.
What an idiot.
You know?
Oh, what a loser.
Stupid fucking game.
You know what I mean? And then like after this week, for any fans of the game, we got Sorrows coming out next Friday, which, by the way, you know, a lot of people, there's a big cult following for it. It sold well. It sold like, I think, 1 million plus or whatever, however many it sold for the first one, Returnal. This one is going to sell better. I'm telling you right now, because now, you got to remember, Returnal came out for PS5 only near the launch of the system, if not with the launch of the system. Nobody had a PS5. It was the middle of the pandemic. There's now 100 million PS5s out there. If you don't think Sorrows is going to sell better this time around, and of course, the talk is they made it more accessible, by the way, right? It's going to sell even better. And that's going to be a great game too. And I think that if it rates well, which I believe it is, because Housemarque is very meticulous with their design of their games and everything else, it will be another Game of the Year contender. So it's like, how can you say AAA games are like dying or dead, or the industry is in trouble, or this and that, when like every time you take 5 steps, you trip over another Game of the Year contender? So stupid, man. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I mean, I don't get angry. I just shake my head. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's so dumb. But anyways, we're looking at Pragmata. So now, if anybody's on the fence about these games, as we already know, folks, Thursday I'll be playing Mouse PI. Friday I'll be playing Pragmata. Now, I will also do bonus streams throughout the week, maybe the weekend. We'll see how the weekend goes. I don't know what's going on for the weekend for myself, what I got going on. Maybe Sunday. I'll announce all those things, right? And then we'll do them into the next week as well. I know I got XNC and MAGGCAST as well next week, but I may do it, get in some of those games over there and finish them off on the channel so you guys can watch them and you can judge for yourself. You can see them and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm on the fence about Pragmata. Maybe I'm on the fence about Mouse PI. Let me watch Mag play it, and then if I'm liking what I see, then I'll buy it. Or I'll wait for a sale if I don't have the cash for it or whatever, right? You know how it goes. So at least you'll have the option and the opportunity to watch it here. So we will be doing all that. And then after that, Friday will be dedicated to Sorrows. We not this one, the following one, we will be playing Sorrows. I'll probably do a dual stream that day as well. One in the morning, one in the afternoon, probably going into the Saturday or Sunday, one of the two. And we will be playing Sorrows. And that will dovetail us directly into, eventually, will dovetail us into Forza Horizon 6 and then all the other games that are coming out. There's a whole bunch of them, right? So we will be doing all of that jazz. So anyways, looks like Pragmata is going to be a hell of a game. I am super looking forward to it. But either way, before we move on, folks, we got to catch up with some amazing people out there. And we've got Top Gamer Pro. He is a top-tier maggot, ladies and gentlemen. He is amazing, and he...
Donation.
A member for 7 months, and he says, thank you so much, Top Gamer Pro, man. You're amazing, brother. And he says, Matt, I just want to say thank you to you and your community for always being there, especially through my tough time right now with my health. Yes, everybody send your thoughts and prayers over to Top Gamer Pro, man. He's an incredible individual. I talk to him behind the scenes all the time, and he's going through a rough patch right now, folks. We're not going to get into details, but he's going through a rough patch, and he needs all of our thoughts and prayers out there. I don't mean that like like these politicians. Oh, thoughts and prayers, and it doesn't mean anything, right? Tots and pears, like no. We really are out there to support you, Top Gamer. So yeah, I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate all your support. And of course, you need that support. You reach out to us, brother. That's what we're here for. We're a family here. Thank you, Top Gamer Pro. You're amazing, buddy. And we got 78 Inc. Oh my goodness, what? He comes in and drops a $20 super chat. Let's go. What's up, 78 Inc.? The man has been here from the very beginning, baby. And what does he say? For 20 US dollaroonies, he says, I said a hip hop, the hippie, oh, come on. Yeah, to the hip, the hop, the hip, the hippie, do the hip hop. You don't stop, but rock it to the bang bang boogie. Yeah. We know what's going on. I know what's up. It's a great song. Thank you, 78 Inc. And he says, what up, people? Hey, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, we're going to give you one of these too. Why not? Let's go. Thank you, 78 Inc. You're awesome, buddy. And that's a great song. And if you don't know that song, then you better ask somebody, okay? Get your head on straight if you don't know that song. But either way, thank you, 78 Inc. You're amazing, buddy. And then right after that, we've got Neil B. coming Friday with a $10 super chat. How's it going, buddy? There's a rare achievement for you too, Neil. Thank you so much, Neil, for the $10. And he says, hey, Mag, I would just like to say thank you for all that you do. God bless you, brother. Well, God bless you, my friend. Thank you so much, Neil. You're amazing, buddy. I'll give you another rare achievement. I think you just locked another 100 achievement points. Let's see. Oh, there it is. All right. Thank you so much, Neil. You're amazing, buddy. And thank you guys for the support. G-Mania comes flying back in with another $5 super chat. Hey! Oh! Let's go. That's right, G-Mania. You get one of these.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
All right. And he goes, for $5 Canadian. He says, I get all my games for free. When I want a game, I bet $50 on the Carolina Hurricanes, and they buy it for me. Let's go. That's great. Thank you so much for that, buddy. Oh, man, that's funny. G-Mania, that's great. All right, so thank you guys. Thank you guys for all the support. And then we've got That Damn Creature has become a magnificent maggot. You've joined the channel. Thank you so much. That Damn Creature. And you know what? What is, of course, obligatory and, of course, tradition here on the MAGGCAST and the Mag Show is that now that you're a maggot, you're here for life. And guess what, buddy?
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
That's right, Damn Creature. Welcome to hell, buddy. You're stuck here now. You're stuck here now. Yeah. Oh, Ryther, you're going to get one of these. Don't worry. There it is. Of course Magnum would say that song sucks. Hey, Hero Down Under, how you doing, buddy? What's up, Knights of the Realm Xbox? He's always a happy individual. But you know the thing is? He always comes back. He always comes back. He comes here, says nasty things, and then but then he'll show up the next week. Yeah, that's just the way it goes. So, speaking of which, not Knights of the Realm. Speaking of Xbox, so they got this Metro 2039 thing. I know I briefly touched on it at the beginning of the show, and I'm very curious to see what exactly they're doing, because why is it like I had a couple of questions. Yo, QMax, I forgot a super chat from you. Hold on. Pump the brakes, ladies and gentlemen. Pump the brakes. Let's see if I'm an idiot.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
Oh, that might be me. That might be. Oh, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. I get another one.
Idiot! Oh, what a loser!
QMax, you know what happened? The screen moved fast and I skipped over it. And you know what? You're going to have to get an extra one here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give you some extra sounds. Here you go, buddy. This is just for you, QMax. I am so sorry that happened. It jumped on me. It jumped on me. Thank you so much. And what does he say? For $20 US, he says, nah, you're getting Mouse PI on me, Mag. Love you, bro. We'll be enjoying watching you playing it on Friday Night Live, and we'll be playing it along with you. Also, you need to play Metal Gear Solid Delta still. Yes, I do. I started it, and I put it down because I was doing stuff for the channel, but I am absolutely going to get back to it. It is on the list, and I have it on my front screen as opposed to like a backlog. So it's on the things to do list, and I can't wait to play it, dude. Thank you, QMax. Thank you so much for the donation to the channel, and thank you for purchasing Mouse PI for me. That is amazing, brother. You're awesome. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you so much.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Sorry about that, QMax. It jumped on me, brother. That's amazing. Thank you so much, man. You're awesome. And it's a good thing I noticed that. Good thing I noticed that in the chat. Oh, and by the way, where is it now? Oh, there he is. That Damn Creature. Now that you are a channel member, I know I said welcome to hell, but either way, Aero Nation, one of my mods, has put the members-only Discord link in the chat. So if you wanted to come in and jump into the Discord, it is absolutely a lot of fun out there. So it's amazing. So Seth Monsters, that man is a no pun intended. He is a monster. I think it was 2 weeks ago he gifted 50 gifted members to the channel because he's like, I want to see this Discord get even bigger, and he's been doing all that. So yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Oh, and he says QMax drops another $10 super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. Oh my God. And he says you need 30, not 20. Laugh my ass off. You don't have to do that. I would have covered the difference. But QMax comes in and drops it anyway. Thank you so much, QMax. You didn't need to do that, brother, but thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, man. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We got Mouse PI paid for by QMax, courtesy of QMax. Thank you so much. And you get to enjoy that game, and myself, on this Thursday.
Welcome
and we've got McLovin coming in, and he's upgraded to a top tier maggot. There we go, McLovin. Thank you so much. And here we go. Ready? Come on, buddy. It's tradition.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
There it is. Nick Polk, how you doing, bud? Thank you, McLovin. Thank you, QMax. I appreciate all you guys and everybody else in between who's been donating to the channel. Greatly appreciated. And that's what keeps these lights on over here. Oh my goodness. It's finally happened. Hi, Dova. How you doing, buddy? And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I've been waiting for this moment for so long, and it's finally happened. I can sleep like a baby tonight, ladies and gentlemen. She's here. That blue number is in the house. I had that song queued up for you forever, and you never show up because you're always there with Colt. Not that I'm jealous or anything, but she seems to like Colt, and she's always there for Colt, but she's never there for me. But she's here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Give a warm welcome to that Blue Number who's in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Blue Number, for showing up. You're a channel member too. My goodness, who conned you into that?
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Who conned you into that, Blue Number? No, be nice to her. You have to be nice to her. Less filth. There's a lady president. I'm never filthy. I never say bad stuff. I never say bad stuff. Look at that. Look at all the love for Blue Number out there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. She's an awesome. Hey, K-Rock, how you doing, bud? She's an awesome member of this community, man. And you know what? I've done 2 streams with her, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun. She's so awesome. And just so easy to get along with and funny and whatever else. We have great times playing games. It's great. We played Reanimal together, although it crashed a lot, but it's okay. We had a good time doing it. And then we played that ridiculous 70s Laserdisc game. That was hilarious. That was a great night as well, man. It was awesome. Yeah, he is jealous. Of course I'm jealous. Blue Number, I'm just busting your chops, man. I know. I know you have. Yeah, Blue Number's amazing. Go sub to her channel right now. Don't leave this channel. Just go sub to her channel and then come back, all right? Just open a separate window. And sub to it immediately. Anyways. All right. Let's talk about this. Thank you, everybody, by the way, for all the donations. It's greatly appreciated. Okay, so let's talk about this Metro situation. So the first thing that came to my mind when they announced it, I said, oh, Xbox doing a special presentation of Metro 2039, which, by the way, I didn't even know was coming out. I had no idea this game was coming out. I played the other ones, not some of the other ones. I played all the other ones. They were all right. They weren't like the greatest games for me. Exodus was the best one, but I still found it to be a little bit disjointed. I didn't really enjoy it that much. But every time there's a new one that comes out, I said busting her chops. I didn't say busting balls. Silent Reaper. Every time a new one comes out, I get excited again. I'm like, oh, maybe this will be the one that I get connected to or whatever. So when I found out that this was going to come out, I didn't even know they were making a 4th game. So I'm like, I'm all for it. I'm like, this is great. And I'm like, okay. And then it says a special presentation from Xbox. And by the way, that's 2 in a row because Xbox did a third-party partnership show last month, which we did here on the channel. That was great. And then now they're doing a special presentation with Metro Exodus or Metro 2039. And I'm like, wow, that's how you do it. Even if it's going elsewhere, bring awareness to your platform, and I think that's important. That's something that Asha has to do more often of, right? Yeah. So do more of that, because what you're trying to do at that point is you're trying to get that attention. You're trying to get people to look at your brand. You're trying to get your brand synonymous with certain games or whatever else. It doesn't matter if it's coming out for the Switch or for the PS5 or coming out for Steam or whatever. You keep showing Xbox, people will start making that connection again, right? And so that's a good thing. So I think that what Asha's doing is fantastic in that regard, so that you get more of that brand recognition out there, and it's not so much of a negative stigma around it. You're showing all these new games and saying, hey, you can play this here. Now, some of them are Play Anywhere, some of them are in Game Pass, and now that's what brings us to Metro 2039. Because 2039, they're showing this here. Now, my question is, why would Xbox do this? Well, I think they're doing this because I think it's going to end up in Game Pass. Now, if you know the history of the Metro series, all the Metro series have ended up in Game Pass. So why wouldn't they do that here? They've done 3 of them in there. Why wouldn't they do 4, right? So I think that they're going to show... This is what I'm thinking. Now, you guys let me know in the chat what you guys think about all this stuff, okay? Hey, Sergeant Essential, how you doing, bud? Is that you've got this game coming, right? Maybe they're going to announce the game, or they're going to show the game. Well, they already announced it, but they're going to show the game. And then what they're going to do is that from there, they're going to announce a release date, or at least like a release area. And then they're going to announce that it's going to be Play Anywhere, because that's part of the initiative and all that kind of stuff. And then from there, they're going to announce that maybe I'm not saying for sure. I'm saying I think that what it is what they're going to do is that they're going to announce that it'll be in Game Pass. That's what I think that'll do, and I think that'll be very successful. I think it'll be very popular. I think it'll be very, it'll be a great buzz around Xbox for that, and of course for Metro. And you know what? Regardless of that, it'll obviously be going everywhere. It'll be a multi-plat title. That's fine, and that's great. But it's great buzz for them, and that's what they need to do, and that's what Asha needs to continue to do. Is that have that build on the positive buzz one step at a time, right? One rung on the ladder, one block at a time. You just sort of build your little castle and you build it up from there, and you do it small because everything starts with grassroots. It always has, it always will. And you can't just go in and like, this is why I was saying before, and people are like, oh, you know, they acquired all these things. Why weren't they like as successful, or why are they in fourth place with hardware and this and that? Is that because you cannot buy the respect of a customer. You cannot just buy everything and go, here you go, take all our stuff and just consume. It doesn't work that way. You have to build up the community with a strong foundation, a foundation that has been shaky since the Xbox One launch, one that was created with the Xbox OG, and it was a good vibe from there. There was no negative vibes around the Xbox OG. There wasn't. And then they built on that with the 360, and the 360 was a powerhouse in the gaming space, right? If everybody who is old enough to remember all that stuff. So you remember all of that, and you go from there. And then they literally tanked the whole thing from Xbox One, and they've been scrambling ever since. They've been trying over and over. Project Scorpio, the Xbox Series consoles, all these acquisitions. They've been trying. But the problem is they're going about it the wrong way. They're thinking about it like a large conglomerate corporation, and that's not how you build a grassroots movement. It's not how you do it. You can't just buy everything and expect everybody to just be like, oh, you bought everything. Okay, we're just going to consume all your stuff. Look at what Disney did. Disney has been losing billions of dollars. Why? They acquired everything in the world, and they've been handing out, now I'm not saying Xbox is doing this, but they've been handing out slop, not right away, but it took time. And then from like 2020 and on, Pixar movies are losing hundreds of millions of dollars. Marvel movies have been losing hundreds of millions of dollars. Star Wars movies and TV shows have been losing hundreds of millions of dollars. You can't just buy everything and just expect everybody to just consume like a bunch of pigs at a trough. It doesn't work that way. You have to continue to build that goodwill. I think this Metro 2039 situation is a great way to do it. They did that third-party show, which I thought was excellent. I thought that third-party show, the partner showcase, was an excellent show. I enjoyed it from beginning to end. I was entertained the entire time, and I'm like, that was a great show. And I really like the games that they showed there as well. On top of it, I mean, obviously you have to back it up with the software, right? So there's a lot of that. And so beyond all that is that's fine, whatever. So, I mean, I think this is a good move. Now, the thing is, we don't know how long this is going to be. Right? We don't know how long this is going to be. I don't know if this is going to be 10 minutes. Is it just going to be an extended trailer? Is it going to be 15 minutes? Is it going to be a half-hour show? Are they going to have interviews with the developers? Like, what's happening here? They just said that it's happening at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, but that's all they said. So I don't know what the hell this is. I don't think they're showing any other games there. It's not a showcase, okay? The next showcase is happening in June, obviously, and we'll be watching that. Right, when the fan fest starts and all that shit, and so that's a whole other thing. But this is just the presentation of this game, so I don't know how long it's going to be. And that's why I'm not really sure if I'm going to even bother going live. Because what's the point of going live if it's 10 minutes? That would be silly. You know what I mean? So I may just do a reaction video to it. Like, I'll have it on there. I'll do the reaction, me and my stupid face in the corner, and then do a reaction to it, and then just, you know, have my thoughts and whatever about it. Make it a 15-20 minute video, and I'll publish it. But I'm not sure. So we're going to have to wait and see. But either way, I'm really excited for it. Like I said, I've been hit and miss with the series as of, you know, I played through them all. I've rolled credits on all three, but I've kind of been hit and miss on how much I like them or whatever. Exodus was my favorite up to this point. But every time a new one comes, I get more excited because I'm like, oh, let's see if they made even more improvements on it and, you know, made it more like a Dying Light kind of thing or something. It doesn't have to be like a Dying Light, but you know what I'm saying. That kind of vibe, right? So either way, let me know if you guys are excited for the game. I'm really interested to see what's going on. Hey, Noof Nukem, what's up, buddy? How you doing, bud? And we got G-Mania coming in. My God, this guy's out of control. And he drops another $5 super chat. Let's go. G-Mania. He is G-Mania. He is G-Magnificent. Thank you so much, G-Mania. I appreciate you, brother. And for 5 Canadian dollaroonies, he says, have you ever thought about having a stream where you stream older games? It would be funny watching you play the guy game from the OG Xbox. Oh, dude, that would be hilarious. And I have the tech to do it. I have the sound, not the sound cards. I have this, the Elgato capture card. It can capture pretty much everything, right? So Jay Silver says, actually, this it was great. I really liked it. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, it's great. But anyway, thank you so much, G-Mania. I appreciate you very much, my friend. Yes, it's fantastic. Hey, Den Solo Flies in the house. How you doing, buddy? Oh, crackety crack. Oh, my God. See what happens when you get old, folks? You work out, and then say, hey, Spice King, how you doing, buddy? You see, you work out, whatever, lift my weights, do all that kind of stuff because I'm trying, always trying to look good, right? Trying to look good, stay in shape, and whatever else. And then as soon as you stop working out, you sit down in a chair, everything just hurts. Oh, Blue Number says, where's the Disney of my childhood? So sad. Oh, tell me about it, Blue Number. Tell me about it, Holly. What an absolute travesty. What did they do, man? What did they do to Disney? Noob Nukem says Metro games are solid. All right, there you go. And Jay Silver's actually saying, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are interested on catching up on the old ones, I don't know if they're still on Game Pass. It's been a long time since I looked, because, once I played them, I don't go looking for it. But, they were on Game Pass forever. But either way, what does he say? Oh, he says the $10 on Steam for the entire trilogy, folks. That is absolutely incredible. So that might be the kind of thing you might want to go check out. Yeah. RJ, how you doing, buddy? The Metro series is in my top 10. Wow. Okay, there you go, bud. There you go. And unbelievable. I can't even get to the next topic. You know why? Because G-Mania keeps dropping $5 bombs in his chat. He's out of control, ladies and gentlemen. He's out of control. Thank you so much, G-Mania. Unbelievable. He unlocks another rare achievement for such an achievement. And he says for $5, he says, I would love it if they didn't sell Xbox Helix online on release day. Instead, have midnight relaunches at Best Buy. I miss those days. I miss them too, buddy. And I would absolutely love for them to bring all that back, because there was so much fun. Like, what we used to do in the old days, especially during the 360 days and stuff like that, and the PS3 days, because I was primarily a 360 player in those days. And what I used to do is, there was always a bar. I don't know if you guys remember this. Anybody remember Future Shop? Noob Nukem says that G-Mania deserves the G-String Award. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. There it is. Doublemobile, how you doing, bud? Negan, how are you? Yes, the G-String Award. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There it is. Clock Rocket, he goes, working on that Kratos look, Mag? Yes, I am growing it out just a little bit. I'll have to color it again, though, because there's gray coming on the sides here. I need to deal with that situation, but I will, I'm going to grow out the beard just a bit. Look more like a man. Yeah, so what we used to do? Anybody remember Future Shop? Anybody in North America remember Future Shop? Future Shop basically got bought out by Best Buy and became Best Buy. So the locations are still there, and they just changed the name to Best Buy, because at one point, there were Future Shops and Best Buys. And then when Best Buy started getting bigger, they bought out Future Shop and took over all their stores, right? So, so what they used to have is that there was a bar called King Henry's Arms, okay? It was a nice pub. King Henry's Arms was literally like 150 yards away from the Future Shop. And we used to sit on the patio and drink beers and wait for the midnight launch. We would watch the line, right? We would watch the line of all the nerds lining up at 9 o'clock and stuff. But then when it started getting a little bit too big or whatever, and we knew the people that worked at Future Shop, so what we used to do is we would wait till the midnight launch would happen. And then we would basically just put our beers down, go across the street, not even across the street, it was in the same parking lot, and just go over to the Future Shop, get our stuff, go back to the bar, and then we would sit there, and we'd all be so excited. We'd be unwrapping our games and reading the manuals, because they used to come with manuals. Anybody remember that? Or like a console, we were like so excited, we were like looking at, we like opened the box and like all these other people would like be looking over the table going, oh, look at that, oh shit, what is that? Xbox 360 Elite, what is that? Right? You guys remember all that? So like, yeah, that was amazing. I was there for like, Grand Theft Auto 5 release was the last midnight launch release I ever went to, and it was wild. It was wild. I mean, there were people in the streets. There were cops, like, doing traffic. Not arresting anybody. It's Canada. We're pretty chill up here. I mean, you know, outside of some areas. But, like, you know, the cops are just directing traffic. There are people in the streets cheering and holding up the game. It was insane. It was insane. Halo 3. I remember the Halo 3 midnight launch. They had in the Future Shop, they had like all the new TVs on display, like right by the glass, right in the front of the store. And all the TVs, when you're walking in there to go get your copy of Halo 3, is all the TVs had Halo 3 demos playing, right? It was awesome. Magnum is like, every story you tell, Mag, involves drinking. Obviously. I mean, the bar's right there. What am I supposed to not go to the pub? But anyways, that was the whole Metro conversation. Sorry, I don't know how that devolved into like midnight launches or whatever, but it was still fun to talk about. So we're gonna move on though, folks, and we're gonna move on to the granddaddy conversation that we're gonna have tonight. This is basically going to take over the rest of the show. But before we all do that, I have to take just 2 seconds. And I just have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. All right. So don't you go anywhere. I'll be back in like literally 2 minutes. And no, it's not beer o'clock. It's go to the bathroom o'clock. Okay. I'll be right back. All right, folks, I'm still here. Here we go. There you go. You get your little fun little surf thing going on. It's slowly getting into the summer. Slowly. I mean, at least in Canada. I don't know how you guys are in the in other parts of the world, but over here, spring is a nightmare. In Canada, it's a nightmare because one day it'll be for my UK friends. I know you guys know what Celsius is, but like it'll go to like for my American friends, it'll go into like the 70s. For everybody else, like 20 degrees, 22 degrees. And then the next day is going to be like 15 degrees, which is down to like the 60s or whatever for my American friends in Fahrenheit. And then all of a sudden the next day it fucking snows. It's ridiculous. And as soon as I say the F word, ladies and gentlemen, guess who comes into the chat?
Welcome to hell!
Oh my God. And I mean that literally and figuratively. Father Alex, ladies and gentlemen, is in the chat tonight. And listen, send your love and prayers to Father Alex. And yes, he is a priest, by the way, and he's a priest who listens to this show. I don't know what I don't know what I did. God seems to like me for some reason. Jesus definitely likes me. I don't know why. I'm a maniac. But either way, Father Alex is a member for 7 months. I have a magnificent Megan. Thank you so much. Father Alex, and he says, I had a sick day, skipped my sermon for you. Oh, dude, come on, man. That's great. I mean, it's not great that you skipped your sermon, but I mean, you know, I hoped you're right. No, Stoned Rambo, no, I did not. He says you drop a deuce. I just pee a lot, man. I'll get back into that in a second, Stoned Rambo. I'll tell you what the situation is. And yes, Father Alex is an actual priest, so y'all behave out there, okay? I don't have to behave, okay? I'm protected. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Thank you, Father Alex, for being here. Send your love and prayers to him, man, because the guy is sick, man. He's got a fever. He's in bed. He's not doing well. You know what I mean? The guy's sick, and he's still here listening to the show, man. It's absolutely amazing. Thank you, Father Alex. I appreciate you, buddy. Do the rosary for me tonight, okay? I mean, you know, I need some help. What's up, Noisy? How you doing? No talent, how are you? T-Rock's in the house! Yeah, so listen, this Canadian weather thing is absolutely ridiculous. Okay? It's absolutely ridiculous. One day, it's hot. The next day, it's snowing. Then the next day, it's hot. Then the next day, it's cold and raining and miserable. Then it's snowing again. Then it's hot again. And you're like, yay, it's over. And then you go back outside. Then it starts snowing again. It's ridiculous. Hey, Great Waz in the house. How you doing, bud? Nice to see you, man. It's ridiculous. But either way, I still put up the summer motif here on the channel. That's part of the overlay and all that kind of stuff. You know, we got the fun little thing. Look, I'll do it again. Look. And then I'll do it again. There you go. Because summer's coming, folks. Nuva's saying, I wish I can get to LA. I wish I can get you to LA too, man. If I could smuggle you in my luggage, I would. Although you're like 6 foot something. Like, let me tell you something, man. Noof is a big dude, all right? And Noof and I have met several times in person, and he is a big dude. I would not want to tussle with that man. I'll tell you that much. If that guy gets a hold of you with those grizzly bear hands, it's over, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why, listen, he plays hockey, okay? The last person I would scrap on the ice would be him. If I see him on a pair of skates coming at me, he's going to be like 7 feet tall. No, thank you. I'm going to be skating around Noof, okay? Because that guy gets a hold of you, it's over. The guy will crush you like the Big Show. Yeah, it's the Big Show!
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh, man, it was David Jaffe's birthday yesterday. So if anybody didn't catch it, by the way, I was, obviously I did XNC with Colt. And after the show, or not after the show, excuse me, towards the end of the show, all of a sudden, like, this other square appears on the, I go, who the hell is this? Just shows up, and it was David Jaffe. And then David Jaffe just, like, joined us for, like, 10 minutes, and he was just, like, shooting the breeze. What's up, Meat Puppet? How you doing, bud? Yeah, Street, how are you? The sound effect is going to make you want to piss again. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Stoned Rambo, I was going to get back to you on that. And then I'll get back to the chat. So what happens is this. When I do my shows, whether it's XNC, whether it's MAGGCAST, whether I do a live stream, like if I'm playing a game or whatever else, right? What ends up happening is an hour and a half before the show, I always go work out, okay? And I do most of the time I do my cardio, I do my weights, I do resistance training, I do my chin-ups, I do whatever, right? I do my core training, my ab training, all that kind of stuff. And so I do all that stuff so that by the time it's showtime, I literally have enough time to like just kind of give myself a quick little bird bath and come sit down or whatever. And I am just jacked up, right? Because I got all this energy now. And I'm like, "Grr!" And it gives me that energy to just like kind of put on like a hell of a show, right? And I do that. But with that, I drink a mountain of water while I'm exercising. And then right before I come on the show, I'm still thirsty, whatever. So I'm drinking more water. And then while I'm talking, of course, my mouth gets dry or whatever else. I'm always drinking water while I'm doing it. So by the time like I get to the 1 hour mark of one of my shows, I've already probably had like 6 pints of water. So of course I gotta go to the bathroom. And after about an hour or so, I'm like, oh God, here we go. And you know what I mean? And I know when you get older, you pee more or whatever, right? But hey man, what do you want from me? You see these 20-year-old Twitch streamers, they sit on the chair for 9 hours. They drink 4 energy drinks. Their heart's about to explode, but they don't seem to move. And I'm like, how do you not get up for 9 hours? I can't even last an hour and 10 minutes, and I gotta go pee. Anyway, that's the way it's gonna be. But either way, and we've got Clock Rocket 83, ladies and gentlemen. He comes in, and he has become a magnificent maggot. Thank you so much, Clock Rocket. I appreciate you, my friend. And, of course, now that you're a maggot for life, ladies and gentlemen. You all know how the story goes, okay? You can't escape. And as is tradition, for all the maggots out there, raise your hands, raise your glasses, because Clock Rocket is now a maggot. Let's go! That's it. We raise our chalices together, and this is just for you, Clock Rocket.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
There it is. There it is. Hey, Benangela, how you doing, bud? Grumpy old fart, it's nice to see you all there, man. Yeah, do it now. By the way, if you guys see me constantly grabbing my left side here, I keep grabbing my shoulder because I was doing some heavy barbells tonight, and I just pulled some, you know when you feel something pull and you're like, oh, that's going to be a thing for 3 days now. But I'm like, I'm not going to stop my reps. Hell with that. So I pulled something in a muscle right in the back there. So if you see me constantly grabbing my shoulder, it's because it bloody hurts. Because when, I'm Italian, so I talk with my hands, right? I'm always doing this with my hands and doing that. I do the Trump thing, the accordion thing, MAGGCAST is one of the greatest shows of all time, all that, whatever. And, I start doing the accordion hands or whatever. And every time I do that, I can feel the pull of the muscle. You know what I mean? Anyways. Okay, so. Okay, Ryder, thanks a lot. Old.
Yeah!
Grumpy old fire, you got to get that back up and running again, buddy. Okay, so. Let's talk about the granddaddy of the situation here, folks. We got to talk about this. As is always the case, and there always seems to be a highlight of they always seem to be the highlight of the conversation. And why? Because they can't seem to stay out of the news, and that's fine. That's fine, especially if you're doing good things. And I've already said up until this point that Usher there has been doing some great things and been building a lot of goodwill with the community. Now, we have talked about this time and time again. About this entire situation with exclusives. Okay? I pointed out some hypocrisies that I didn't like from some toxic people, which none of them are here, by the way. I'd just like to point that out as well. There are no toxic people here. Well, there was one, but he seemed to have disappeared. Hey, what's up, Pistol Pete? How you doing, bud? Explore, how are you? So the thing is that there were some really hardcore idiots out there who are just like, oh, and listen, you're allowed to change your stance on things. It's totally cool, right? If you have, for example, if anybody in this chat here, let's say you say, you know what, I don't really care that Xbox went third party or whatever. It's fine, everybody wants to play. Who cares, whatever. I didn't care. It didn't affect me at all. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I have everything. You know what I mean? I have all the access to everything. I'll play where I want to play. And that's totally fine. It actually worked out for me in a different way because I'm like, well, my wife gets to enjoy the games from Xbox now because she no longer has an Xbox. She's pure pony. Speaking of console wars, right? My wife is pure pony now, right? And she doesn't have an Xbox, but she loves Gears of War. She's played every Gears of War, always loved them. But then I'm like, okay, well, now they went third party, honey. We'll just buy it on PlayStation, so I only have to buy it once. I get it. You get it. We can play together. We always do co-op together. We played every game co-op together ever since we were dating. We've been playing co-op Gears of War, right? And so we would do that. Multiplayer, not so much because I don't like the Gears of War multiplayer, mostly because I suck at it. But whatever. At least I'm not gonna fraud myself on it. I suck at Gears of War multiplayer. I am absolutely atrocious at it, and I just don't like them. I just don't like it. I just don't like the movement and the everybody's rolling and the wall bouncing bullshit and you know what I mean? Fuck off. Anyways, whatever. Give me Call of Duty, Battlefields, whatever. I'll play those. I love those multiplayers, but you give me whatever. Anyways, but I love the Gears of War stories, and I love playing the campaign. I love playing the co-op and all that stuff, right? So anyways, the point is, it didn't affect me, right? Because I'm like, oh, fine, honey, we'll buy Fable on PlayStation, so you get to play it, I get to play it. I don't have to play it alone and then have to buy it again for PlayStation for her to play it. I'll just buy it once. You know, same with Gears. We always buy Call of Duty every year. She loves Call of Duty. And whatever, right? And on and on and on. Forza, not so much. I'm going to be playing Forza alone on Xbox because she has no interest in Forza. So I'm like, well, she's not a racing fan. So I'm like, okay, well, fine. I'll play it on Xbox alone because it's just going to be me playing it. Fine. So this whole third-party multi-platform, whatever strategy never affected me, never bothered me at all. But there were people out there who were like, you could tell that whatever the brass would say, they would just go on like this hardcore assault on the community. Just like so awful. Yeah, thank you. Shotgun roll repeat. There you go. Yeah, see, Stone Rambo's got it. You know what I mean? And so it's like whatever they say, they would parrot it. And that's fine. You parrot what they say. But they would go after the community so aggressively. And I'm like, dude, why you like that? Like, you could just be happy for something or unhappy about something. But you don't have to go after people and saying all these nasty things. And it's like, everybody's doing it. The future is this. And we're all doing that. Everybody's going to be doing it. And whatever else, right? And then as soon as Asha took over, right? And then what ended up happening is she takes over. And the first thing those clowns said was, oh, no, we need exclusive back. We need exclusive back. We need exclusive back. We need exclusive back because there's... And I'm like, weren't you the same assholes that went after me for saying, like I'm saying, I don't know, you know what I mean? Or whatever. They would go after YouTubers and this and that. And you could tell there's a difference between changing your mind on something or being happy with a direction of saying, hey, I think this. That's totally fine. But you could tell when people are being disingenuous. And those people are not here, thank God. And, they wouldn't come here anyway because I say things that they don't want to hear. They want to see echo chambers go right ahead. You know what I mean? There's lots of that out there. You can go do your circle jerks and whatever and just be nasty to everybody else. That's totally fine. You do your own thing. I won't, I just won't be there. But anyways, you are totally fine to say, hey man, if they're going third party, totally cool with me or whatever. But then if they ask you, they say, hey, what do you think would help Xbox? You say, you know what, bringing back exclusives would actually be really good for them because it'll help build the ecosystem. That's totally fine. You could totally do that. And I respect that, right? And I know a lot of people in this chat feel that way. Say, hey, you know what? This would be a good idea or whatever else. But they do it in a nice, you do it in a nice way, not attacking people, not being aggressive, not being stupid, not blocking people or whatever just because of thoughts and opinions. It's ridiculous, right? And I don't want any of that here. You want to do that? You could do that here. It's totally fine. I'm just not going to listen to you. I'm just not going to pay attention. But either way, it's you know what I mean? So now we got this situation where people are saying, hey, the proper Xbox community are saying, hey, if you want to build the ecosystem, maybe bring exclusives back, right? Okay, that's totally cool. It was Trudeau. Oh my God. Yeah, they just want something to console war about. Yeah, thank you, Ryder. It's so stupid, man. I mean, you go ahead and do it. Like, I don't care. It doesn't affect me. But, like, I've given up on that shit. I'm just like, no. And that's why I stopped making those videos, by the way. You remember I used to make those Pony Master 420 videos for anybody who used to watch those, like, back in the day, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And I used to make those videos. And I just did them because I thought they were funny. And, I'd make fun of whatever, or Jim Ryan or this and that. Or, do a video about Phil Spencer or whatever. And it'd just be funny. And then people started turning it into a console war. And then I said, that's it, I'm out. And I literally stopped because of that. But now I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to do what I do, and I'm just going to say what I say. And if you're here, you're here. If you're not, that's fine. It's whatever. Do your own thing. But that's how I'm going to build this community, right? So anyhow, back to this subject. So now you've got a situation where people are asking for them to return. And I'm like, cool, that's great. And I know they're listening. I know as a fact they're listening because now they're having discussions. Does it mean they're going to do anything about it? No. Does it mean they might do something about it? Yes. It could be, like, we don't know. Are we sitting at the desk? No. Do I know people in that room? Yes. But even they don't know right now. Right? It's just things that are being discussed. And this is the way that it works, okay? The way that it works, and I know you guys already know this, and I talked about this yesterday on XNC. I talked about it with Reforge. I talked about it on this channel the week before. What happens is this. The CEO sits down I've been in those meetings, okay? I've been in a lot of those meetings in the corporate setting when I used to work in the corporate world. I've been there. So I know exactly how this goes down. The CEO sits down in the chair and goes like this, I guess. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here, whatever. All right, what do we got? Here's the initiative. This is what we're working on. There's a big whiteboard in the corner. They write down, with a dry erase marker, the little squeaky sounds. Right? There's the initiative. This is what we need. And not the initiative, the studio that got shut down.
Yeah!
They say this is the initiative of Xbox. We're going to repair the public image of this brand. And then from there, we build up the brand. We build up the business, right? Because you still got to make money. And you got to make more money. Because the corporation is not satisfied with just making the same money. They need you to grow, right? That's the way it goes. It's always going to be that way. It's never going to change. Why? Because they need to entice their investors. Okay? They need to keep the stock prices up. They need the stock prices to continue to grow, which, of course, what? Attracts more investors. They don't give a shit about console wars. They don't care whatever. I love Xbox 42069 says on Twitter. They don't give a shit about that. Ponymaster 420 on Twitter. They don't care about that stuff. What they care about are the investors, growing the business, maintaining the business, and growing the business, right? In turn, to attract more investors. There you go. So, that being the case, they're working on the front-facing image of Xbox. So far, so good. Doing a pretty good job. Right? The only bump I've seen so far in the road this year, which is actually pretty substantial considering, is the Starfield PS5 thing. That hasn't been going very well. But apparently there's going to be a hot fix at some point this week or whatever, and they'll fix all that jazz or whatever. It's kind of inexcusable, though. I don't know what Todd Howard's team is doing. You had the game for 3 fucking years, and you can't get this thing optimized on the PlayStation, and you've been working on the PlayStation version. You're still having problems, crashing or whatever else. I saw Destin Legary put out a video the other day that says Starfield on PS5 is broken. You don't want that. People getting returns. You don't want that. But anyways, that's the only hiccup I've seen so far this year from them. So far, so good. And now you haven't even released your 5 flagship titles yet, which are coming up this year. Right? So that's what we're going to get into. Now, the thing is, when you talk about exclusivity, what are we talking about? And the reason why I'm asking is because I'm talking about right now is when do you want exclusivity? Because you're not getting it this year. You're not. And that's why Colt and I had that conversation on his show. And I said, well, you're not getting in 26. So when? You can start 27? That would make sense. And that's what I said. I said, listen, if you're going to go for this, then go for it. If they give you the green light. And this is where the problems are going to lie. And this is what I want to break down, folks. I'm going to break this down bit by bit by bit because it's incredibly important. Okay? The first thing is this. You've announced 4 out of the 5 titles that are coming this year. Big titles, okay? I'll name them again. Forza Horizon 6. Halo. Forza. Whoa, what the fuck happened? Oh, Jesus Christ. Can everybody still hear me? My audio interface tried to update and literally shut everything down. So, I looked at the screen, I'm like, what the hell is this? And I thought, it crashed the stream. That would have been devastating. Stupid asshole, you can't update when I'm not live. I'm yelling at an inanimate object. Just so you guys know. Sorry, that threw me off for 2 seconds. You know what it's like? I see all your faces. I see, okay, loud and clear. Okay, good. Because I see the chat. I got me. I've got all the, my equalizers. I've got everything going. And all of a sudden it just went whoosh, and it all just shut down. And this little window appears, says, do you want to update your audio interface? I'm like, not in the middle of a friggin' show. Thanks, bro. Okay, sound is good. Thank God. Audio is fine. Thank you, Clock Rocket. Okay, so anyways, back to the story. So the thing is, let's get back to it. Sorry, that little distraction just... It's like somebody punched me in the side of the head while I'm doing a live show, right? It kind of throws you off for a second. You've got your Halo, you have your Gears, you have your Forza, you have your Fable, you have your Call of Duty. 5 big flagship titles, okay? So here's the thing. 4 out of the 5 have been announced multi-platform, okay? You can't go back on that now. They're not going to go to PlayStation and go, oh, by the way, we're just kidding. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't work that way. They're already advertising pre-orders on PlayStation. You can't mess around with that. Okay? It's already there. Sony will sue your ass, and you know how Sony gets, okay? Sony's real, they're real touchy, okay? They're like a pregnant woman at like the 9-month mark, when they really start to get agitated. That's what Sony's like all the time. So you start toying around with their mind, they get pissed off. I mean, Nintendo's not much better. They'll sue an 8-year-old if they can get away with it. You know what I mean? Oh, you used our game. Sue the 8-year-old, right? Oh, CDB is saying, what is this? Sure, you can't. BMW did it? You're going to have to explain that. I want to know what you're saying. Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to know the context of that. So anyways, you got those games locked in. Now, as for Gears, people are saying it's going to be exclusive. It's not. But it will be. It may not hit day and date. Optimization for the Xbox Series console version is taking a little longer than expected. This is what I've heard. It may be wrong, but whatever. Maybe wrong. Okay, I'm just telling you what I heard. This is not fact. All right. So anybody's like, oh, he's this insider, like that guy in the chat earlier. I'm not an insider. Never said I was an insider. So just hear things. What I've heard is that the optimization for I've told you guys this before. The optimization for the Xbox is taking longer than expected, which in turn put the PS5 version of the game a little bit behind. So it may come out a few months later, very similar to the Forza Horizon 6 situation. Okay? Now, whether that comes to fruition, we're all just going to have to sit here and wait and see, and we're all going to find out at the same time unless I hear something different. But otherwise, that's what I've heard. Okay? So, but for sure you know that 4 out of 5 have been officially announced or whatever else. Now, the thing is, where do you draw the line? Well, you don't. Not for 26. 26, forget it. It's a wash. All those are going multi-platform. That's just the way it's going to be. Gears included. Fine. They may even take advantage of the fact that it's going to be delayed on PlayStation. Just say exclusive to Xbox and PC, and then maybe down the road, later that day or a week later, they'll say, "Oh, it's coming to PlayStation." But they'll do that for the hype. You know how it is, especially when they got the Xbox showcase happening. It's in LA. They've got the after show and all that stuff. You know what I mean? It'll all be there. It'll all be on display. It'll all be doing its thing. And they may not say anything about it, so it may drive people wild. But I wouldn't get too excited. It's still going to go over there. But that being the case, let's talk about 2027. Okay? 26 is a wash in terms of like any kind of policy changes. Forget it. Now you got to look at 27. You're like, all right, what do we got coming up for 27? What do we got coming up for 27? You've got not flagship titles. And this is what I have been saying earlier. And I've been saying this. I said, you know what? Asha's got a layup this year. Okay? She's got a layup. She's got an easy job this year. Not an easy job. She's working hard. And she's got a lot of shit to do for like next year and whatever and beyond. And I'm not saying it's easy. But I'm saying comparatively speaking, when you've got 5 flagship titles coming out in 1 year, that's pretty easy. In comparison to other years. Can you imagine if she took over in 2022 when Xbox had literally no games came out in 1 year? What did they have? Pentiment, and that was it for the whole friggin' year? Whatever. You remember the year? I can't remember. It was 22 or 23. Imagine she took over then. Imagine the job she would have to have then going, holy shit. Like, do we have anything coming out? Like, you know what I mean? She's walking into a banner year for Xbox. It might be one of the biggest years for Xbox in the history of the bloody console. And I'm not even exaggerating. That might be a fact. If those games stick the landing, this might be the biggest year that Xbox has ever had. Because I can tell you this, and I asked Colt the same thing, and he said it's never happened. And I'm like, yes, I know. When has Xbox had all their flagships in 1 year? It has never happened in the history of the console. In 25 years, it has never happened. So this is their year to do this, right? So now let's move into 2027. You got State of Decay 3. All right, not a huge title, but it's there. It's no flagship. You've got Blade. I hope that's really good. From what I understand, it's actually very good. I know some people have... Never mind. So, you know what I mean? So that looks like it's going to be a fun romp. It's going to be a great game. Okay, you got that. And Clockwork Revolution, which is a new IP that, unless it hits in the 90s or whatever, and everybody's like, yo, this is the game, everybody needs to play it, that's not going to have the same impact as a Gears. You know what I mean? That's not going to have the same impact as like a Fable or a Forza Horizon game that have proven track records, no pun intended, of like, 5, 6, 10, 15 million copies sold or whatever else, right? It's a whole new IP. So now that, if you think about it, let me present you this side of it first. If that was your time to entice people saying, look, Xbox makes great games and people buy them on PlayStation and whatever else, and they're like, if you want more of this, well, you'll have to get into our ecosystem in 2027 and beyond if you want to continue to play the games that our studios are making. So you know what? If you want to make a run for it, go for it. Then go for it in 27. Fuck, go. Make that move. Right? Can't do it now, but you start with a relatively clean slate in 27 with those games and say you start from there and you move on from there. So if you're going to do that, and if they're going to give them the opportunity to do that, then that's the time that you would do it. Now, let's let that rest for just a second. Just like we took a steak off the grill. Let's just let it rest for just 1 second, okay? We took a nice pan-roasted chicken out of the oven. Let it sit on the counter for just a moment. We'll just rest and take a breath. And then what we're going to have to do is continue on from there. And then I'm going to get into the crowd because we got to get into the crowd because I want to see what you guys are talking about. Now, before we do all that, before I get into the other side, the business side of it, let's talk to G-Mania. The man comes flying in again with another $5 super chat. There we go, G-Mania. Another donation from him. The man is on fire tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is dropping bombs like he's out of control. He's like a B-52 bomber right now, folks. He's just coming flying in. Thank you, G-Mania. You're crazy tonight, man. Thank you. And he says, I don't care if games go to PlayStation, but Halo, Gears, and Forza should stay exclusive because Xbox needs those games to keep their identity. I also agree. Those are the identities of Xbox. And the thing is now you've got a situation where you've told the world, not this year, last year, and the year before. You told the word not only with your marketing, the world, not the word. You told the world with your marketing that this is an Xbox, which means your PlayStation's an Xbox, your PC's an Xbox, your phone is an Xbox, whatever. So you told the world you don't need to buy anything from us. You just need to consume our product, right? We can all agree on that. That's what the This is an Xbox campaign was, is we don't really need it. You don't really need to buy into this ecosystem. Just access our games. Fine, you've done all that. You've now conditioned the customer to do that. So if they want to play an Xbox game, they'll just buy it wherever they want to buy it. Fine, whatever, right? But now you've already conditioned the market to do that or to think in that manner. Now you're going to have to reverse that. That's going to shell shock the customer. I know that sounds dramatic, but it's true. Because when you continuously change your stance, it shows an inconsistency. And when it shows an inconsistency, people tend not to invest in your product. And the reason why is because they're like, I don't know what these guys are going to do next. So why would I buy put $1,000 into their hardware when I don't even know what the fuck these guys are doing? Like, they might change their policy 6 months from now or whatever, right? And that is a problem. You have an image problem. And that's what Asha is trying to fix. And God bless her, and she's already doing a good job. And that's what she's fixing first, because front-facing is the image. The average consumer is not concerned with what goes on behind the scenes. They want to see that the front-facing image is a positive one. And then you can convince that customer to say, you know what? I like what they're doing. I like this company. I like the image. I like these games. I'll invest. But if they don't, if there's even a crack in that armor, they're going to go, yeah, I'll just listen. If they got a game coming over here, I'm happy over here. They've never let me down. Whatever it is, whether you're on PC or PlayStation or Nintendo or whatever, GeForce Now, whatever you're on, right? They said, I'm happy where I am, but if they got their stuff coming, I'll just play their games as long as they are good. And that's what's been happening. So somehow she's got this gargantuan situation where she's going to have to change all that. And that's not an easy task. Because you've literally, like I said, not her, but the company has literally put them in one direction that it's going to be very difficult to 180 that and reverse it and turn it back the other way. So, let me ask you guys. Do you think that they just go bold-faced in 27 and just say, from here on out, if you want it, you got to get it here. If you want to play, on the best console hardware, whatever, console, PC, hybrid, whatever you want to call the Helix. Okay, I don't care what you want to call the Helix. You can call it a giraffe if you feel like it. I don't really care. I'm just going to call it the Helix. Okay, and they say you want to play the best version of this, that, and the other. Well, you got to play it here, or whatever. You sell the box because you're selling the new console or whatever in next year, and you make them exclusive. Do you guys want to see that? And Bobby comes in with a $1 super chat. Thank you so much, Bobby. And he says nothing. He just says, "I'm Bobby." How you doing, Bobby? How you doing, brother? Jay Slayer's in the house. Did I say hi to you yet? Not even sure. We're going to get into that, Ralph Taylor. We're going to talk about that as well. Snippy, how you doing, bud? J-Man, how are you? See, that's the thing. Now, J-Man is a little bit different because he brought up something interesting. He says, it is the same thing for PlayStation removing games off PC, the Mag. It applies equally to both. Yes, but no. And the reason why I'm going to agree with you and sort of disagree with you at the same time. What's up, T-Rock? How you doing? Here's the thing with a PlayStation going on PC and not going to be on PC. They are the drive, like right now, in terms of the console space, they are the driving force. They're the industry leader right now, okay? They're the industry leader right now. They didn't need it. They didn't need the PC because when they looked at it, they're like, well, we looked at our profits. I did a video about it. I actually have out all the financial figures. I broke it all down. It was like 2% of their, it was like barely 2%, I think it was, 2 point something percent of their profits were on PC, and like 98% of them were on PlayStation. They're like, why are we doing this? And it makes absolute sense that they're not doing it. You know why? For two reasons. One, because it didn't, like, you're putting in all this extra effort for these PC ports, and a lot of those PC ports were broken, which makes the Sony image look bad. You remember all the jokes of all the Last of Us and like all those broken bugs and all the stuff that was going with their ports over there, the Spider-Man bugs. You don't want that bad press on your game because you want your games to always be, the top of the industry. We have the best exclusives. Ours are the best quality. We rarely have bugs or whatever, right? They want that image there. Well, that image got tarnished when those games went to PC because the PC ports were not very good for the most part. The other reason is that they know that people will now be conditioned, and this is where J-Man, you and I are going to agree, is that now you've conditioned PC players to wait for PlayStation games to show up on Steam and not buy a PlayStation. And Sony doesn't want that. They want you to buy the box. They want you to buy the next box that comes out next year, right? And so by doing all that, you're taking away from that. So they're like, no, hell with it. It's not even worth it. We're not making the profit over there. All our profits made over here. Double down and over here and cut them off because now you're conditioning PC players to wait for the PC ports of the PlayStation games. Well, now no longer. So if you want to play Wolverine, you're going to have to buy that box. If you want to play God of War Egypt, you're going to have to buy the box. It's kind of like what Paris said. Remember Paris had that speech about Xbox? If you want to play this, you buy Xbox, whatever. It's the same idea, right? So that's what Sony did. So they've done their business model. That's what they're doing. Hey, what's up, Steve? How you doing, buddy? Okay, so I'm seeing in the chat here that people are saying yes for some of those some of those ideas for 27 and beyond. J-Man, you tired? He says, tired, Mags, long day at work. Hey, man. Well, I'm glad you're here, brother. I appreciate you being here. So now here's the thing. Let's get back to the Xbox, okay? So let's just say, for argument's sake, they decide to go that route. You got a launch of a console happening in 27, okay? You've got this thing coming, you've got your games, and you say, okay, well, from here on out, this is what you're going to do. If you want to play it, it's going to be over here. We're glad you had a taste of our flagship titles. Now, the interesting thing is, the reason why you can treat this as an experiment, if they were to go down that road, is that you're not going to get Halo, Gears, Forza, Fable for 5 more years, minimum, right? Because they're all coming out this year. And as a result of them coming out this year, the development cycles for the next games, maybe not Halo because this is a remaster of a whatever, right? A remake of the remaster. So that's a little different. So like you might get Halo a couple of years from now as opposed to them. But Gears, Fable, Forza, you're waiting 5 years minimum, right? Because they're all coming out this year. So now you've got that 5-year window where you could say, okay, let's experiment with this. I mean, they're not going to experiment for 5 years. I'll tell you that right now. Microsoft ain't going to be doing that. However, if they're given the opportunity, 27 and beyond is the only way. But if you decided to do that, then you have to be very, very clear with your messaging and not muddy the waters with a bunch of corpo bullshit. Just say it. If you were to do it. This is all hypothetical, folks, okay? Then you just say it. Clear as day, black and white, no bullshit. Just say, from here on out, no exceptions, no this, no that. No, you can't muddy the waters, because if you muddy the waters, you've mixed the messaging again, and you're not going to get people to go over there. Because people are going to say, like, I don't know what these guys are talking about, and they're just going to walk away. You know what I mean? They're just going to walk. They're going to be like, listen, I don't know what the hell these guys are talking about. This game's exclusive. This one's not exclusive. This one's exclusive. That one's not exclusive. This one's time exclusive. No, you make the decision, then you make the decision. You know what I'm saying? Cut it. Like an umbilical cord. Snip. Okay? That's all there is to it. That's the only way you'd be able to do it. Now I want to present you guys the other side. Okay? So, that's how I feel that if you want that side of the argument, if you say you want it, well, that would be the only way that it's going to work, in my opinion. I may be wrong. What's up, Tarnished Gamer? How you doing, bud? Okay? So that's that argument. Now I want to present you the other side. And the other side is not so rosy. Okay? Now here's the thing. I want to present to you the rest of 26. You've got these games that are coming out. They're going to do very well. This is going to sound crazy, okay? You guys going to think I'm nuts. But hear me out. If you want, with absolute certainty, this is going to sound so bad, okay? So forgive me for saying this. Father Alex, if you're still out there, I need you to pray for me for saying this. If you want exclusivity for the future for Xbox, you better pray that all the sales for PlayStation fail. I know that sounds crazy, but not really. Hear me out. It's going to be a controversial thing that I just said there. Then you're going to want the PlayStation games to fail. The PlayStation ports to not sell well. You want them to fail. And you know why? I know Jay Silver's already laughing. You know why? Because if they sell well, good luck. G-Mania, I'm telling you right now, they're not going to, I don't think they're going to mention E-Days coming to PlayStation. They will not. I think they're going to take advantage of the fact that they're behind on the production of it, and then it'll launch later. But I think that Xbox's time to shine during the showcase in June at the Summer Games Fest, and of course the Fan Fest, and of course their showcase. I don't think they're going to mention PlayStation. I think they're just going to say Xbox and PC. So hear me out. This sounds really nefarious, but you want those games to not sell well on PlayStation if you want those exclusive, because good luck trying to tell the CFO, if anybody doesn't know what a CFO, that's the Chief Financial Officer, that is Amy Hood. Good luck trying to explain to her that if they sell well, and they say, okay, well, combined between those 5 big games, we sold 35 million copies on PlayStation. Good luck trying to convince her and Satya that that's not a good idea. Okay, I'll let you guys sit in that for just a second. You see what I'm saying? You guys see the angle, and I'm trying to like say. Now I'm not thinking about Asha. Okay. Now I'm thinking about Satya and Amy Hood. Okay, they're her boss. I'm also including Call of Duty in that 35 million, by the way. So let's say they say, like, I don't know, they sell like 10 million, 12 million, 15 million on PlayStation or whatever. The majority of the copies sold because, Xbox doesn't have the player base, the size of the player base. PC does, but a lot of the people consume on Game Pass, right? They consume Call of Duty on Game Pass, so they're not buying as many copies. The majority of copies are sold on PlayStation. The last figure that we got was from Black Ops 6. 84% were sold on PlayStation. All right? So let's just say, for argument's sake, Modern Warfare 4 sells like gangbusters. I think it will. I think it's going to be a big title. And also expect that in October, by the way. I've been saying that for months, that it's coming out in October. By the way, some media sites are saying, oh, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 may be coming in October. And I'm like, yeah, I've been saying it from day one, but whatever. Anyways. So let's say they sell 10 million of that. Let's say they sell, okay, maybe not 35 million. That's a little excessive. Let's just say 20 million copies. All right? They sell 2-3 million copies of Forza. In 26. Maybe it'll sell better over time if they go on sale or something. Okay? And then maybe like a couple of million for Fable. And then let's say 3, 4, 5 million for Gears of War. Whatever the hell it is, okay? Let's just say they sell 20 million copies on the PlayStation. Now, how do you convince... Now, I'm going to ask a question. How do you convince the CFO that this is not a good idea? I'm literally asking at this point. I'm literally asking you guys. How do you convince the CFO, say, oh, no, ignore the $16 billion we just made off those 20 million sales, or whatever. Ignore all that. We're going down a different road. And then they'd be like, what? And then they're going to look at those numbers and go, you're not doing that.
Welcome to hell.
Right? So that's another thing. So I know as insane as it sounds, I think that if you want those exclusives, you're going to have to hope that PlayStation doesn't sell them. I think that might be the only play you got. Because if they sell well over there with those flagships, I know it sounds nuts, but if they sell well, no, that doesn't sound nuts. But if they sell well over there, I can't see them closing the door. Jay Silver saying Amy Hood loves short-term profit. Both, Jay Silver. She likes short-term profit and long-term profit. You know why? Short-term profit is good for investor calls because then you say, hey, look, Xbox is up 14% from last year, 28% from last year, whatever, right? Because look at all these flagships. Look at all the sales. Look at all the Game Pass subscriptions going up. More people engaging on Xbox, whatever. More consoles have been sold because GTA 6 is coming, whatever, right? And you say up and up and up and up. They're going to look at that and people are going to go, wow, great. They're going to invest. Now imagine taking a chunk of that away by taking away those exclusives that were selling well over there, presuming that they sold well on PlayStation. You see what I'm getting at now? Now I'm giving you guys, I gave you guys the hopeful side. Now I'm giving you guys the sober side. The sober business side of it, where you're like going, oh shit. Yeah, I guess you got a point, Mag. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. I used to work directly with the CFO of a large corporation. I'm not into the finances, but I used to work directly with him in terms of, budgets, marketing, all that kind of stuff. And I had the best budget for my corporation. I had the best budget in all of Eastern Canada. And one of the best budgets in the entire country for that corporation. That's not a bragging point, and that's not a flex. I only brought that up because I know how they think. I know how a CFO thinks. I worked directly with them for years. I know their, you know what I mean? Like their mind space. I know how they operate. I know how they move because they're trying to keep an eye on all these things, right? And they're trying to appease more investment in the company. So when you think about a situation like that, if they sell well over there, that's why 2026 is going to be a wild year. We've been calling this for like what? Since 2024. Q-Max, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Let's get nuts. You want to get nuts? Yeah. So you see what I'm saying? So if they sell well, I can't see them reversing that. You know what I mean? What's up, Stick Flare? How you doing, bud? Anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. I mean, like, I have a really difficult time trying to see them try to reverse that if they, you know what I mean? Like, if they actually are successful over there. Now, people have said, well, you know, Avowed didn't sell very well. Outer Worlds didn't sell it very well on PlayStation. You know, Indiana Jones did okay, but not great. Starfield, I don't know how that's doing. I really don't know. If everybody has the number for that. I haven't researched it yet, but I'd be interested to see how that was selling over there. But those other games are not Halo, Gears, and Forza. Avowed is not Fable. Fable is a legendary IP with that company. Outer Worlds 2 is not Gears. Right? Now we're talking the big boys are in the house. The big boys have arrived. The flagships are here. The Starship Enterprise has come in. Never mind all those other stupid ships. The USS Reliant. Who the hell is that? The Enterprise just showed up, right? Now they're here to kick ass. Oh, there's the Borg Cube. Everybody's getting their ass kicked. Ah, here comes the Enterprise. Okay, those are the big ship. Those are the big boys. Now they're in the house. This is a whole different ball game. This ain't no Outer Worlds 2. It's not Avowed. And I'm not saying those games are shit. I'm just saying they're not the same pantheon as those games that if you were to make a Mount Rushmore of Xbox games, you would have Halo, Gears, and Forza, and maybe in a smaller level, Fable, right there on that Mount Rushmore. Okay? Those are your big titles. This is a whole different scenario. You cannot compare this to 2024. You cannot compare this to 2025. So if these do well, don't expect exclusivity. I can't see him reversing it. That's from a business point of view. Now, I want to talk about something else, but before we do that, we got to catch up with a couple things here. We got J-Man Games has become, ladies and gentlemen, a top-tier maggot. Thank you so much, J-Man Games, for joining the channel, man. I appreciate you very much, my friend. And, of course, as is obligatory, and, of course, the tradition here for J-Man Games, and you've been very vocal tonight, and I love to see you talking, man. I love to see you guys, interacting back and forth. That's the way we do here, man. We talk. This ain't just a show. This is a conversation we all have together, and I want to hear all your thoughts and feelings about it too. It's not just me. It's not a vanity project. We talk together like friends, man. That's how we do here. And J-Man Games, as is, of course, tradition. Here you go, my friend. Welcome to the Magnificent Maggots. Welcome to be a top-tier maggot, and
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
welcome to hell, J-Man. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, everybody in the chat, welcome J-Man as part of the fold of being a channel member. Now, J-Man, if you're not already, you can go ahead and get in that Discord. We have the members-only Discord out there. You can get in there right away, and the parties are always rocking over there. So yes, thank you so much, my friend. And we've got we've got G-Mania once again. This guy is out of control. This guy is making it rain like it's a strip club, ladies and gentlemen. Not that I know, Father Alex. I've never been to a strip club in my entire life. Please don't, there's my confession. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. G-Mania says for $5 Canadian dollars, it goes, what if they put their games on PlayStation but charge more for the game on PlayStation and cheaper on Xbox? That would be wild. Like charge $80? Can you imagine? Hey, man, that's a strategy. Charge $80 if you want to play it on. Mind you, they're already paying full price. They're already paying full price. So if you think about it that way, G-Mania, it's a funny idea. It's a good idea. It's an interesting idea. But the PlayStation players, for the most part, are paying, for the most part. For the new games, we'll be paying full price. They'll be paying $70, maybe even $80 for the new Call of Duty. We don't know yet, right? We don't know where that's going to land. But here's the thing. The advantage of being on the Xbox and the PC, for that matter, is that you've got access to Game Pass. For now. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in just a minute, too. I'm going to touch on that because there's not really much to say, just a couple of opinions, but we will talk about that. So maybe you do that. I don't know, G-Mania, because I think eventually they're going to raise the games to $80. So I think that would do at that point. Charge $80 for the... You want to do that? Then charge $80 for the PlayStation game. You could charge whatever, $75, $70 for the Xbox games, whatever. So you make it more advantageous to be on Xbox, or you have Game Pass that's right there. However, we'll get into the Game Pass conversation in just a moment. We're going to talk about that too. That'll be part of the after show because I really didn't have it as a topic per se because I didn't think there was that much to talk about, right? So because we haven't really gotten any confirmation, but we could speculate, absolutely. Thank you, G-Mania. You're amazing, buddy. You've been absolutely ridiculous tonight. Thank you so much. And we've got Neil Gushwa coming in with a $5 super chat as well. All right. And he, first trip to Vegas tomorrow. Any advice, Mag? Your first trip to Vegas. What are we going to do, Neil Gushwa? What are we going to do? Okay, let me tell you something. First of all, thank you, Neil Gushwa, for the $5. Let me tell you something about Las Vegas real quick. All is well, Mag. I'm here for the chaos. Well, you came right to the right place, Stick Flare. Here's the thing, Neil Gushwa. First things first. If a woman comes up and talks to you in the casino or a bar or a nightclub and she's hot, She's not there for you. She's a prostitute. That's number one. Unless you're a celebrity, you ain't getting laid by some random chick that's super hot that just happens to be hanging out at the casino bar. She is 100% a prostitute. Believe me when I tell you. B Maclips, how you doing, bud? So that's number one. Number two, make sure if you're a drinker, I don't know if you are or not or whatever else. If you want to get a lot of alcohol for relatively cheap, play the cheap games in the casinos. And they give you alcohol as long as you're playing. Okay? So you could be playing 25-cent slots or whatever. The girls have to come by and they still offer you drinks. And you're still drinking beers for free all night as long as you're playing the games. Okay? That's the way Las Vegas works. Now, the thing is, though, you want to tip the girls relatively well. So you want to tip them at least $2-3 every time they drop you a beer or a drink, whatever you're into. Or if you're into nothing, whatever. You do that, you're basically, for $20, you're getting smashed. And then, of course, whatever you're winning or losing in the slots. But the thing is, with like $20 in a slot machine and a 25-cent slot, that'll last you half the night. Because you win some, you lose some, you win some, you lose some. You know how it goes. So there's that. Those are my advice. That's my advice to you. Also, be careful with the restaurants. Incredibly expensive, overpriced now. That's why a lot of people haven't been going back to Las Vegas, is because Las Vegas has gotten greedy because asshole corporations have taken over from the mafia. Big mistake, in my opinion. I thought that the Italians have been running Las Vegas perfectly for 70 years. But, of course, the big corporations had to come up and fuck it all up for everybody. That's the way they are. Yeah! And they got greedy. And now people are not going anywhere. I think they should give it back to the Italian mafia and call it a day because we ran Las Vegas perfectly for decades and there were no issues. So, and if there were any issues, they were buried in the desert and nobody ever heard about them again. So, you know what I'm saying? So be careful where you eat and all that kind of stuff because they will rip you off. So watch out for that stuff. Now, the Bellagio buffet is absolutely amazing. The Wynn Hotel buffet is absolutely amazing. Go to those places. Absolutely worth every penny. It's amazing. I mean, like, you know what it's like? You going into the Bellagio buffet and they have all-you-can-eat lobster? Like, what are we talking about? It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? So there's my advice for you, Neil Gushwa. And we got Itchy in the house, and he drops a $2 super chat. And he says, thank you so much, Itchy. I appreciate you, brother. And he says, trying to pull an all-nighter may need a power nap. All right, dude, go for it, man. Let's go for it. Hey, Father Alex, thank you for the prayers, buddy. Aero Nation has dropped that link for the members-only Discord if anybody wants to come check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Please do so. Okay, who said it? Who said it? Steve 2 Huncho says that Starfield sold around 140,000 copies. Okay, not great. That's not super great. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great. Like, they would need, for someone to pay attention, I think they would need to sell about 500,000 to 1 million copies. Go to the chicken ranch outside of Vegas. There we go, CD. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Of course it was. CD's 100% right. Las Vegas was way better under the mob. It was cheap. It was affordable. You could stay in a room for $20 a night. It was ridiculous. $20 a night, and the buffets were $5 because they wanted you there to gamble. They didn't want you to spend $150 a person for a friggin' buffet. They wanted you to spend $5 on the buffet because you're like, wow, this is cheap. I got all this extra money. You blow it on the casino and the mob takes the drop. Don't these corporations know how the business works? Didn't you watch Casino? Don't you know how to make money, you idiots? That's what you happen when you get a bunch of dumbass suits that come out of college and they don't know nothing about the real world. They don't know anything about the real world. These are the kind of idiots that have headphones on and cross the street without looking both ways. They don't have street smarts. They don't get how it works. You don't spend a lot of money on the amenities so that the drop is bigger in the casinos, and that's where the real money is. That's where you launder all the cash, and then you could get a guy who built the Luxor with $500 million cash. That's how you do it. The hell's the matter with these guys? Dumbasses. Put it back in the Italians' hands, for God's sake. RPG! RPG! What's up, RPG? How you doing, buddy? Hey, B Macalips, how are you, bud? Oh, I already said hi to you, but I'll say hi to you again because I like you. Okay, all right. Yeah, son of Asgard. He goes, yeah, facts. She's working. Yeah, exactly, dude. Like I said, any hot girl comes up to you, it might feel really good. You might get that, you know, that what do they call serotonin rush? You're like, oh wow, and then you realize, wait a minute, she's about to charge me $500, okay? And $500, and she ain't even gonna give you full service. You know what I mean? She ain't give you the. Never mind. I won't even say it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so now, how does Game Pass fit into all this? Oh, no, sorry. Before we get into that, I want to get into some of the wars that were happening earlier today. So this is what happens. So originally, we had the situation where we had some people were talking about it. They took the clip from Jez Corden talking on Xbox 2 with Randall Thor yesterday. Go check out their shows. Great. I look forward to meeting Jez in LA. I don't think Rand is going, but I know Jez will obviously be there. I mean, he's Windows Central, for God's sake, right? So he'll be there. I look forward to that. I'm going to jump on his back and we're gonna go hit the pubs. We're gonna hit the bars. We're gonna hit the nightclubs, baby. I don't care. He's be like, oh no, I have the right articles for Windows Central. I'm like, you could do that at 5 in the morning when we're done. When I'm done with you at 5 a.m., I'll dump you off at your hotel. Then you can write your little articles, okay, for Windows Central. But until then, you're mine. We're going out. But anyways. As Jez Corden was saying on Xbox 2, he says there are very, very big discussions regarding exclusivity internally at Xbox. Yes, and that is true. That is absolutely true. As I said before, they're exploring all the options. Okay, we talked about this half an hour ago. We don't have to bring it up again. But either way, it's a discussion. It's a discussion that's happening. Whether it's going to happen, that's anybody's guess. Even some of the people that I talked to at Microsoft said, actually, we don't, because I asked straight out, I'm like, what do you guys think about this exclusivity? And literally the answer I got was, we don't know. Because it's not, nothing's done. Nothing's set in stone. It's just being looked at. It's being discussed. Jez said it's serious, then they're having serious discussions. Of course, that's what corporations do. They have serious discussions. However, what started this war thing was when Jez said that was fine, whatever. He just did his thing. Some people said yay or whatever. And then some people said, no, he doesn't know what he's talking about, or blah, blah. You know how it is. It's the same shit on Twitter every day, right? So then, a little bit later in the day, not even a few hours later, Sneakers SO, courtesy of Zubitech, had posted what Sneakers SO was talking about, and he said in response to Jez Corden's words in terms of Xbox exclusivity coming back, he said, quote, there has always been a discussion around exclusivity happening in some form or fashion, true, but he says it's never coming back. So, you've got two guys saying the opposite things, right? And both have been known for inside knowledge and all that kind of stuff. So, it's totally wild what's going on. And the fucking war, excuse my language, that has kicked off because of this has been insane. I've been reading the comments all day, like just both sides just gnashing at each other like wild animals. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys are insane. Just wait for them to say something, right? Holy shit. But whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is, it kicked off an entire war on Twitter today. In fact, it was getting to the point where it was almost trending. It was almost trending. It was trending for me. You know how that goes? Like, on Twitter it says, like, for you, and it's more like a curated trending because it's all the subjects you look up when you go look on Twitter, and then there's the real trending. So it didn't really hit the real trending. It was on the curated list for me. So it was totally wild, man. Unnecessary. But it is what it is, man. It's just like people are going crazy, but that's fine. Let them go nuts. So I just thought I'd bring that up. It's just like I messaged Cold. I'm like, have you been watching Twitter, man? The people are going wild. Like everybody's like attacking each other. It's crazy. And I'm like, I stay out of that stuff. I'm like, I'm not involved. I don't want to talk about that. I talk about things on my show. And what I do is that when I talk about things on my show, I present all the options. I present all angles. So like I said, when we came to the exclusivity thing, I gave you the pros of what you would do if you are going to go ahead with this initiative and make it work, and you want to do exclusive, and then I gave you the other side. So I present all the angles. Well, I present as many angles as I can think of. I can't think of everything. And then I present the other side as saying, well, this is the business side that wouldn't make sense. So I give you the pros and the cons, and that's what we do here. And then we look at those things, we analyze them, we discuss them, and then we talk about it. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Now, the Game Pass thing, that also came up. Okay, a lot of news came up in this situation. I'm not going to talk about Fable tonight, by the way. We talked about that on XNC last night. I mean, I'll sum it up in one sentence. Let's just do it. Yeah, Twitter's like Moss Eisley.
There is a great disturbance
There you go.
in the Force.
I have felt it.
It is unavoidable. It is your destiny.
The Game Pass thing came up, and where Asha talked about how she said that Game Pass is too expensive for consumers. Well, we kind of knew that, didn't we? I mean, unless you stacked up for years and got those CD keys deals, if you're in the United States or whatever, and I don't know what they got in the UK and in Europe and stuff. Canada's got nothing as far as I know. I mean, I've never really looked, but we don't have CD keys or anything up here as far as I know. If we do, that'd be news to me. But either way, the thing is that they've got this situation going on where, like, okay, well, you know, she knows. She's not stupid. It's not like she realized yesterday that Game Pass is too expensive. She just said yesterday that it's too expensive. We knew that. Or whatever. She said it on the weekend. We knew that. Everybody knew that. That's why people canceled. A lot of people that I know canceled. I canceled. And I didn't cancel at the price hike. I canceled before that because I'm like, well, I'm paying. It's like a gym membership and you're not going. It's like I use it for like an exclusive here, an exclusive there, or not exclusive, but like an Xbox game here, an Xbox game there. And then all these games in between, I'm not playing them. Because in between that time, I'm playing either PlayStation games or I'm playing third-party games, of which there are a lot. So I wasn't utilizing the service to its full advantage. If I was only paying for Game Pass, I wouldn't mind paying $480 a year. That's how much it costs in Canada. It's $480 a year. That's almost $500. That's almost what I paid for the goddamn console when it came out. I'm not going to pay that a year if I'm just going to play a game here, game there, game here, game there. No. If I want those games, I'll just buy them. It's infinitely cheaper for me. Destin Legary, same thing. He canceled his Game Pass. He said it's not worth it for me. I don't play those other games. He didn't have time for that. He's doing his content. Plus, on top of that, he's playing third-party games, PlayStation games, and he's playing on PC. And he's playing his Xbox games. And he goes, if there's Xbox games that are coming out, I'll buy them. Same deal. A lot of people canceled it. But there's a lot of people who didn't, and then, you know, they stacked up or whatever. There's people that pay monthly, whatever. I'm not paying $40 a month for that. That's fucking insane. That's insane. 2 months, I could own Gears E-Day forever, if you think about it that way. You know what I mean? 2 months subscription, I own Call of Duty forever. And on and on and on. And that's assumed that I buy every single one of those games, right? I'm not going to buy Forza Horizon. I'm going to play it on... I have that 1 month voucher for Game Pass Ultimate. I'm going to play that, and I'm going to play Replaced at the same time as previously mentioned. So, that being the case... Dova, did I say hi to you? I'm not even sure. And that's the thing. I was a Game Pass subscriber from day one. The minute, I remember when Phil first talked about it on MSNBC, like way back when. It was like 2016. And I was like, what? They're doing what? That's amazing. And I subscribed day one. They had 100 games in there, I think it was. And a lot of them weren't really great, but there was a bunch of games in there, whatever. And that's how the service started. I was a Game Pass subscriber for years before any of the frauds come out and call me whatever, a pony. Oh, you pony. Yeah, okay, asshole. I've been on Game Pass longer than most of those pricks have been on, gaming. You know what I mean? So, like, whatever. I was on there for like 6 years. And then eventually I said, fuck, I've had enough. It's not worth it. I will pick and choose and make the financially prudent decisions I need to make to purchase my games. If I want to buy them, I'll just buy it. And it's and especially when the price kept going up and up and up and up and up. And I'm like, no, I'm out. And see, that's even happened to me at home with this whole, subscription services at home. It's bullshit. I got rid of Crave. Crave is at $30 a month, for God's sake. That's for anybody who doesn't know what Crave is in Canada. It's like our version of Hulu or whatever. It's got like HBO and all those other ones in there. They're all in there. I got rid of it. It's $30 a month. Get the fuck out of here. $30 a month. The only one I have right now, I have Disney Plus because the kids. Netflix, I have the $5 version with the ads because I don't watch Netflix. My kids watch Netflix for all the anime stuff, and it's $5 a month or whatever the hell it is. It's super cheap. It's not even $10. But they got to watch ads. My kids don't care because they watch YouTube all day with ads. They don't have YouTube Premium. They don't care about that shit, right? So they watch it with all the ads. They don't care. And I'm like, $5 a month. Go ahead. That's a spit in the bucket. B Mackleb's saying $34 a month. Yeah, it's $34 a month for Game Pass in Canada, plus tax, bro. Plus tax. So now you're almost at 40. Now, CD, same thing. That's what I was about to get to. Prime I kept for myself because A, I love Amazon Prime and I love Paramount. They have like a little bundle thing. But the thing is, my wife uses Amazon Prime for the shopping, so we get it for free. The only thing I pay is the $9 for Paramount, and I love Paramount Plus. That's where all my Taylor Sheridan shows are. You know, I get to watch Twisted Metal on there, Reacher, and all those other shows. I love that shit. I love Paramount Plus. Plus, I got all my Star Trek on there. Not the new one. Okay, I'm not. You know, let's not get ridiculous. Starfleet Academy. I'm talking about real Star Trek. You know what I mean? I have all the Star Trek movies on there and the shows, whatever else. I love it. So like you cut all this stuff down. I'm not using it, and that's what's happening with Game Pass. People are like, get the fuck out of here. I'll just buy the game. And then, Microsoft really doesn't care anyway. They're like, okay, well, whatever. You're buying the game, we're still making the money, right? Like, it's still a thing. You're still getting the money. You know what I mean? They're still getting the money from the sale. So for them, it's like on the up and up. But the thing is, you also want that steady income from a subscription service. You don't want it to go down. You still want it to climb, right? You still want it to go up. So the thing is, people are talking about it. They're like, well, Landman is awesome, HNS. Yeah, I just finished season 2. How you doing, Mohammed? Yeah, Paramount Plus is great, J-Man. So here's the thing. You get to a point now where people are like, oh, well, dump Call of Duty out of Game Pass and lower the price, $5 or something. $25 US a year, and you get rid of Call of Duty, or drop it to $20 or whatever. But here's the thing, though. This is where there's complications involved now, because now you've got a situation where you've got people who've stacked up with the impression that they were going to be getting Call of Duty day and date on the service. And like, I'm stacked up for 3 years, and you said all the games are coming there or whatever, including Call of Duty from Black Ops 6, well, Modern Warfare 3 technically, or Black Ops 6 and on, even though they put Modern Warfare 3 later in the year, but they put Black Ops 6 in there day one or whatever, and now it's been a steady thing, and they're doing it again this year, and like, well, I paid up front for that, and now you're about to take away a game from me. Now you're going to piss off a lot of more. But hey, Josh Duckwall, how you doing, buddy? Did I even say hi to you? So you see what I'm saying? So now they're going to say, well, even if the fine print says, never mind like the optics. We'll get into that in a second. Let's just say the fine print says we have the right to remove any game, because you know how the fine print works, folks. Do you actually read? Like, when you start a new video game and you scroll down and you scroll down and you scroll down, and like you're holding the left thumbstick or the right thumbstick and you're going, oh my God, and you just get to the bottom and you hit accept. Probably somewhere in there it might say something like, Microsoft Corporation has the right to remove any game at any time without any penalty or whatever, or blah blah blah, or affection or any effect to your service. You see what I'm saying? They can do that. Mastermind, how are you, man? They can do that. But how would that look for optics? Because now you've already pissed off a lot of people that you've removed whatever, and you started charging $30 for this, and now you're going to lower the price and then remove a big game out of there. Well, all those people that are stacked up are going to be like, what the fuck, dude? We paid for that or whatever. How do you reimburse them some way or form? Or do you just say, too bad, so sad, as Mastermind says, plans change with new leadership? Does it go like that? Just say, well, that's just the way it is. And then you're going to have a ton of people on YouTube absolutely trashing them. So when you're building up all this goodwill for like your image, how is that going to look? So you see how it works, man? Like, you see, like she's stuck between a rock and a hard place with this. Or, hey, Romeo, how are you? Or do you just take the financial hit on Game Pass and say, we're charging too much for this shit anyway, and you lower it back down to $20? The margins are better because our understanding is that the CFO, Amy Hood, has loosened the grip on the 30% margin. I have some theories about that. Might as well tell you. My theory is that I feel that Phil Spencer was financially squeezed out of the company. It's called corporate squeezing. For anybody who doesn't know what corporate squeezing is that Corporate squeezing, what they do is that they put you in an impossible financial situation that makes you so fed up or uncomfortable or not able to hit those targets. They're giving themselves a reason to fire you. Or you're so frustrated that they just hope you quit so that they don't have to pay you out. But I'm sure they paid them out anyway. But I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what a lot of corporations do. They call that corporate squeezing. Okay? I feel that there's a distinct possibility that I think that they were trying to squeeze him out of it. Because they gave impossible margins to work with. 30%, it's impossible. Impossible margins to work with or whatever. And then you're like, and he may, I'm just saying, this is not a fact. I'm just saying this is my suspicion. And then at that point, he's not stupid. He's looking at it going, these motherfuckers are trying to push me out the door. It's like, I could see what they're doing. And then that's when he decides to retire. Because then when he retires, with all the years that he put in there, they got to pay his ass out. And then at the same time, Satya gets what he wants. Phil gets his bag and he goes. Satya gets to put in his girl, okay, Asha in there. And then from there, they both got what they wanted, right? And so you leave amicably. You're not leaving on a sour note. You're not leaving bitter. Sarah Bond, whole different situation. I don't think that was very amicable. I think that was an ugly situation. But that's just a suspicion. So by doing that, let's get back to the margins. So now you've got the CFO, Amy Hood, is loosen the reins on the margins and saying, okay, well, now we don't have to, you don't have to hit this 30% margin or whatever, hence the price increase for Game Pass and all that. Now she can look like the superhero. Asha can look like the superhero, and she can lower the price down without losing anything. Then there is word that she has no interest in launching a tier with advertisements. That's what I heard. Okay. Yeah, J-Man, I saw the same thing, man. I saw the same thing. So you see what I'm saying? So now you got a situation where, now here's the other option, that they were talking about not doing one with advertisements. Okay, and then she doesn't want to do, apparently she doesn't want to do that. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. Then there's the talk about the other one. Okay, now these are all, like I said at the very beginning of the show, 2.5 hours ago, what do? They put on the whiteboard and they talk about all the options, right? And when people start reporting this and talking to insiders, and insiders hear about this shit, it doesn't mean all these things are happening. Those are just all the things that they saw on the whiteboard, okay? So they could have 25 different ideas for the future of Game Pass. One of them is coming true, right? 24 of them may not. So these are all just things that came up. Excuse me a second. I'm going to grab myself a drink. I'll be right back. I'm already back. The fridge is right there. No, I didn't go to pee again. Then the fridge is right there. So now there's another aspect. There's been word and talk about the possibility of what? The tier that would have just first-party games. Now, I've heard rumblings that tier with the just first-party games was part of the conversation they had with Netflix. So you see what I'm getting at? So now you got a situation here. Sorry, I'm trying to center myself on the screen here. Now you've got a situation here that they were talking to Netflix and what was going on there. By the way, Netflix is not the only company they were talking to that she was talking to. She was talking to another company, which I'm not at liberty to talk about just yet. But she was talking to another company as well who have a subscription service. Now, there are only so many out there, so I'll let you guys guess for yourselves. But either way, let's just talk about the Netflix one, because that's one that has been made public. So, that being the case, at that point, the tier that was being discussed, one of the possibilities was the tier that was going to have just the first-party games in it. Or, how about this? These are all just no. These are all ideas. No, one of you guys got it right in the chat. Two of you guys got it right in the chat. I'll let you figure it out from there. But two people got it right. So, the thing is, there's even another option. Do you have a tier that's super cheap, $10, and you have the games that have already been, like first-party games that have already been there for whatever, forever, and other games that have already been there for a long time and ain't going anywhere. And then from there, you do like a PlayStation Plus kind of thing where like 6 months to a year later, then you drop another, you drop a couple of games in there. Do you do that? You see what I'm getting at? So there's another option. Do you do the PS Plus route and offer like a super cheap model where like, yeah, you want to play Gears Z-Day? Fine, but you're not going to be playing it till fall 27. Because it won't be going into the service until like a year later. You know how PlayStation does it, guys? I mean, any PlayStation owners out there, you guys know. You turn on PS Plus, like, you'll get first-party games in there, but it'll take a while. Might take a year, might take a year and a half, might take 2 years, whatever. But you're not paying $30 for that, right? So, like, that would be an option, too. Jay Silver, I'm not spilling the beans. I'm letting you guys spill the beans. Stick Flare, I'm in Ontario, brother. No, I don't live in the Big Smoke. I don't live in Hamilton. Oh my god. So yeah, that's another option. Which ones would you guys like to see? That's my question. I would like to know from you guys, which one would you like to see be the tiers that you would love to see, and not tiers like I mean tiers, like which one would you guys like to see put into fruition? Would you like to see a first party only offering on a subscription service or 2 subscription services? Would you like to see one that does delayed releases but you're only paying $10, like, but you're not getting them for like another 6 months to a year, probably closer to a year if you're only gonna pay that much? That's another option too. Like if you're not like, if you don't have that FOMO, that might be an option for you. I don't know. Magnum, I don't give a shit. Hey, go Magnum. Uh-oh, Grandpa Barbecue Game Cat's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. You know how that goes. See, he says, I just want to see pony tears.
PlayStation.
Hey! That's funny. Oh, you guys are hilarious today. Hey, we got the OA coming in here right now. Trying to that Thank you so much, the OA. I appreciate you, brother. And I always see you in all the chats. It's funny. Every show I'm on, I always see your name pop up all over the place. And it's nice to see you here, man. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you being here. And what does the OA say? He says, the only solution I envision is to take apart the service and sell the parts a la carte. Interesting. If you want day one, $5 more. There we go. Now we're talking turkey. This might be a good idea. OA, I think you nailed this. If you want day one, it's $5 more. You want COD, $10. Fortnite Club, you get $20 back. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. I think that's a smart move. Because the thing is, when they bundled in... Yeah, thank you for bringing that up, by the way, OA. And thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you, brother. Here's the thing. Nobody asked for Fortnite, whatever the frig it's called. Okay? Nobody asked for that shit. I mean, maybe some people did, but like the majority of people are like, why are you giving me stuff I'm not interested in? Or the Ubisoft Classics. Like, that meant nothing to me. A, I don't play Fortnite. And B, Ubisoft Classics, I buy all the Ubisoft games because regardless of how bad they run that company, their games are really effing good. Ubisoft games are great. Avatar was fantastic. You know what's funny? I just watched the new Avatar, by the way, the new, what was it called, Fire and Ash. The game is better than the movie. There you go. The game is better than the movie, all right? Star Wars Outlaws, regardless of how it launched, you play it a year later. I bought it for like 50% off or whatever the hell it was, 60% off. And I played that game. Star Wars Outlaws, if you're an original trilogy Star Wars fan, as I am, that game is amazing. You really got to give it a second chance. And by the way, speaking of Game Pass, it's on Game Pass right now. So go play it. And so is Avatar. So if you got Game Pass, go play it. It's awesome. Trust me when I tell you. Mastermind is saying, I don't think a first-party only tier of Game Pass is a good idea. Imagine if all 3 console manufacturers only sold first-party titles on the respective consoles and no third-party games at all. Yes, Mastermind, fair point. Now, the thing is, though, Mastermind, is that if you're talking about that, by the way, again, thank you, OA, I appreciate it, buddy, is that third-party titles would always be something that you would have to purchase. Right? Yeah, after they got rid of the stealth thing, Dova, you're 100% correct, buddy. Did I say hi to you, Dova? I think I did. Well, either way, we're in a situation now, okay, where you're just simply going to have to. I know this is not the answer you want. I'm sorry. It's not the answer everybody wants. But you're just going to have to wait. And we're just going to have to wait for all of this. We could talk about this until we're blue in the face like an Avatar, like a Na'vi. We're going to be as blue as a Na'vi and we're still talking about this shit. We could talk about it all day, all night, whatever. But the thing is, nothing is going to change until we see how the rest of 2026 plays out. Now, the Game Pass thing may change, and I think that if they are going to make a change, I could tell you this right now, folks. Oh, I did? Okay, thank you, Dova. I can tell you this. If any changes to Game Pass are going to happen, it's going to happen before Call of Duty drops. I think Call of Duty is going to be that breaking point. I don't think Gears is going to be that breaking point. I don't think Fable's going to be that. Forza Horizon, clearly not, because it comes out in a month or just over a month, whatever, right? And so, like, I think that Call of Duty is going to be the line where they're going to say, "Listen, we're going to have to make a move. If we're going to make a Game Pass move, we're doing it before Call of Duty comes out." I'm telling you right now, that is going to be the make or break line for Game Pass if any changes are going to happen this year. I'm telling you that right now. Hey, King Deuce, how's it going, buddy? Getting excited too early. You're 100% correct, King Deuce. A lot of people are going way too flying off all handles, like from all sides. Let's all chill out for a minute. And we go, hey, team leader, how's it going? Yeah, no kidding. Okay, team leader nailed this because Phil talked about this like 8 years ago, by the way. Deceiver, how you doing, buddy? And he said, should have made a family Game Pass plan when the Game Pass was cheaper. 100%, my friend. And they didn't go back to it. Ever had a Bavaria beer? Of course I have, Ember Hound. And of course, don't forget, I'm also going to Germany in September. I'm going to be having a lot of Bavaria beer. So anyways, the thing is, we're going to have to wait. But I think that the breaking point, I think that the focus is going to be Call of Duty. Because Call of Duty is the bone of contention right now with the community and with the Microsoft brass. The Xbox brass, not Microsoft. Actually, no, Microsoft too. They're going to say, listen, man, we're hopefully getting back on track here with this Modern Warfare 4. They may hopefully learn their mistakes from Black Ops 7. You know what I mean? Enough with the cartoon bullshit. The pink guns, like, whatever, anyways. That's a story for another day. But either way, I think that that's going to be the line. You know what I'm saying? So we shall see. Now, as for anything else that we discussed tonight, for example, exclusivity or anything like that, you're not getting that in 26. I can absolutely tell you that now. So anybody who's got that in your mind, get that out of your mind. It's not happening. 26 is remaining 26 because they're going to use this year as a litmus test for how they're going to tackle the future. And the future is not only held in Asha's hands, it's also going to be held in the hands of Satya Nadella and Amy Hood, who are her bosses. And at the end of the day, she may have maybe not free reign, but she has the job of having to build this image back up for the Xbox brand and to make them more money, but at the same time, she still has to answer to them. That's the way the real world works. I know everybody wants sunshine, rainbows, and lollipops and unicorns, but that's not how the world works. You may feel that way. There's nothing wrong with hope. Do I have to be like Hawkeye from Avengers? Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope. You know what I mean? Like, we can all hope for things. You can say, oh, I wish they would do this, or I wish they would do that. That's totally fine. Obviously, I wish I won the lottery this week. Like, there's a lot of things that I wish for, that we all wish for. That's great. And that's what keeps us happy and keeps us moving forward in this life. Human hope is what always, and optimism is what keeps us going as a species. Wonderful, great. right? No different here. Everybody has hopes and dreams of it. But also, when it comes to corporate business, there is a reality. There's a sobering reality that comes with corporate business. And a lot of that, I hate to be that guy, but I sometimes have to present that. And I say, listen, man, as I said earlier in the show, if PlayStation sells well this year, I don't think you're getting exclusives ever again. But if they don't sell well on the console, on the PS5 console this year with those flagship titles, then you've got an argument to say, what the hell is the difference? You might as well go for the glory and go for those exclusives. So there it is, folks. Thank you guys so much. What a great show. That was the show. That was almost 3-hour show tonight. Unbelievable. Now, I'm not going to be doing a 6-hour show, by the way. I can't do it. However, I'm not going anywhere. We're going to chitty chat for a little bit here, folks. Oh, by the way, before we do any of that, I just wanted to say a big shout out to everybody out there who's been absolutely amazing and absolutely incredible out there. You guys, every single one of you, in one way or another, all got my dumb ass to go out to LA, and that's why you no longer see the tip jar in the corner. It is gone because you guys did it, and I know we talked about it last week, and I know I kind of broke down a little bit, but achievement has been unlocked, ladies and gentlemen, and we got our asses out to LA, and I will be meeting Asha Sharma in person. That's right. So I got some details about that. So turns out that I've got tickets, by the way. I will be seeing Jeff Keighley's show, which is a huge deal. Thank you guys all, every single one of you guys, man. Like I literally cried on the air last week when we hit the record. It was absolutely amazing, and I couldn't have done it without any of you guys. You guys have been so supportive and so incredible. Now, the other cool thing is, yes, thank you guys once again. I'm going to send that out. Let's go. Now, here's the thing. Kung Fu Hot Dog actually had donated an insane amount of money last week, and he messaged me and says, I want you to buy this. And it's a what the hell's it called? Rode, Rode. It's the wireless mics, like the lavalier mics or whatever, but they're professional ones. They're really nice. And he goes, you should buy those ones. It's called a Rode Go Pro 2 or something like that. So, Ion Storm is still in the house. It's 4:32 a.m. This guy's a maniac. Let's go. So here's the thing. I think it's called a Rode Go Pro 2, whatever, right? It's like these two little microphones, and it's got like the base thing that you connect to your like camera or your cell phone or whatever, and then you film all your stuff, and you got your little things on here. Now, I needed that actually, funny enough, for my cooking videos, and the reason why I haven't done a cooking video as of late, I'm off by a couple of weeks now, because usually I do once a month. I kind of missed last month, and the reason why is because I've been waiting to get the better gear. Okay, I wanted to get the better audio, and because I'm happy with the video and I'm happy with whatever, I'm not happy with the sound. The audio doesn't sound great on my cooking videos, and I said I do not want to make another one until I get this equipment. So now, if there are any tech heads out there that know anything about these lavalier microphone thingies, whatever else, I have one, but it's shit. It was like a $30 one I got on Amazon, and I didn't know they were bad. Guardian, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? Welcome. So any tech heads out there that know which ones, that give me some suggestions of which I should buy, I'm going to buy one this week, and next week I will already have it implemented, and then I'll be able to catch up on my Munching with Mag cooking videos, because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I never lie to you guys. My videos are great. The food is incredible. The quality of the video is amazing, but I've always been pissed off with the sound. And I think that the sound, no pun intended, sounded like shit. I think it sounded like shit. I wasn't happy with it. So, you know what I mean? I don't want to make another one until I have good sound. It's like, for example, I will never, like, it's almost like as if I decided to go back to a webcam, and you guys saw how bad the webcam was compared to this camera. right? I'll never go back. I can't go back. There's no way I can go back. And so I never, and that's why I was saying back in the background, I was like, no, there's no way. Yeah, $30 was the warning sign. I know, CD. I know. Anyways, you guys, listen, anybody, you guys, DM me, okay? DM me with options of what are good quality ones, because I don't know what good quality ones are. I mean, I see the prices. Some of them are ridiculous. I can't afford like $400, like, why? And anyway, there's a reason for that. But if you guys have any suggestions, hit me up with them or whatever, where I can get these things. Just DM me. I'll take a look at them. I know Kung Fu Hot Dog already sent me the one of the whatever it is, the Rode Go Pro 2, whatever. Those ones. Those are actually reasonably priced. But there's other ones. I mean, you know, you guys let me know if you guys know anybody else out there. Yeah, 480p mag. Yeah, it sucked, dude. I'll never do it again. So now, the thing I'm looking at is that I'm going to be vlogging my entire trip to LA, right? Where I'm going, hanging out with the guys, hanging out with the other YouTubers and the gals, going out to the, you know, maybe I'm not going to be filming at a bar or a club or nothing like that, but like, you know, when we go to like the fan fests. Anyways, as I was saying, I got tickets not only for the, for getting into Summer Games Fest, I actually got tickets for the actual gala show. And I will be in the Dolby Theater. I will be in the Dolby Theater in downtown Hollywood, where the show is going to be taking place, where Jeff Keighley will be on stage. And yes, there'll be a bunch of us there. And so it's going to be absolutely amazing. Wireless, Jay Silver. So yes, so I will be at the Dolby Theater in downtown Hollywood for the actual Games Fest showcase in the theater itself. And then, by the way, the Dolby Theater is where the Academy Awards are, so that's pretty prestigious place, man. That's gonna be completely wild. Yeah, so it's crazy. So yes, I'll be there for that, and of course the actual Games Fest where you get to go all the booths and all that stuff. I'm getting they're giving me a pass, like one of those laminates, whatever. Like a press pass, so I'll be getting a press pass, so I'll be able to go behind the scenes. I'll be able to play games behind closed doors. I'll be able to see reveals that the world hadn't seen yet. I'll be able to talk to developers, executives, all that kind of stuff. It's great. Now, the only one I'm waiting on, I find out tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Tomorrow, I find out if I get into the Xbox Fan Fest. That's going to be a big one. Now, we're going to have to wait and see, because the Fan Fest is going to be working on a lottery system. Not everybody's getting in. There are obviously going to be people who will get in. Like, for example, a guaranteed Colt is going to get in. Because, I mean, if they send him, and I don't mean this like in whatever, I'm being serious. I mean, if they send him like the Helix box with all the swag and all that stuff, what, are they not going to invite him to the Fan Fest? That's insane, right? But I'm not at Colt Eastwood's like size or level in terms of like this YouTube channel, right? So I'm not that big of an influencer yet. So I have to wait for a lottery system, and I'm in the lottery system. I now have to find out if I got chosen to go into FanFest. If not, I'm going to be gathering with other people who did not get into the FanFest, and we will have a watch party somewhere else. Like, I'm sure they're going to have watch parties outside, like in the bar areas and stuff like that, and the big screen TVs. We'll watch it there. We'll do live streaming there as well. You know what I mean? Like, we'll do it live there. We'll do it live! And we'll do live reactions to the show. We'll do all that kind of stuff, right? But we'll see how that all goes. We don't know, HNS, the FanFest in Toronto. If it's at the same time, obviously I won't be there. I will be in LA. However, my suspicion is this, HNS, is that the FanFest, because it's going to be in 6 cities, well, guess what? It is exactly 6 months from the Summer Games Fest, where Xbox is doing their showcase and their Gears showcase. It'll be exactly 6 months from then until the 25th anniversary in November. Guardian, I hope I get in too. Yeah, we find out about the FanFest winners tomorrow, Mastermind. Yes, so if you entered the draw, you'll find out tomorrow. Now the thing is, if FanFest is on different days, now this is what I suspect. It's in 6 different cities around the world. I don't know if it's happening at the same time, or do they do one a month for, 6 cities in 6 months? What? That can't be a coincidence. You do one FanFest a month in each city around the world would be absolutely amazing. Right? So that being the case, what I think would actually be beneficial, you do one a month. You start in LA, then the next one's in Paris, then the next one is in London, then the next one is in New York, then the next one is in Toronto. And then from there, eventually, you get to Seattle, because the last one would be in Seattle, six cities, 6 months, and the one in Seattle at their home base, FanFest, on the 25th anniversary. What do you guys think? They're doing it in Sydney. Yeah, Magnum. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh, sorry. I meant to say Sydney as well. Yeah, they're doing it in Sydney, Australia. Australia. You fuckwit. Pardon me, you fuckwit. So, you know what I mean? So that's what would be great. Now, that being said, if Toronto Fan Fest is done in that fashion, where it is like not on the same day as LA, and they do one a month, which I think would make absolute sense, I will 100% be there at the Toronto Fan Fest. And then what I'll do from there is anybody in the surrounding areas that want to be there and we can't get, let's say we can't get in or whatever, right? And we're just there. Then we go somewhere and we'll watch it. You know what I'm saying? And have a community meetup. That'd be cool. Whoever wants to be around, even if it's like 6, 7 guys, 10 guys, 4 guys, 5 guys, whatever. That'd be dope. We have a Toronto meetup. That'd be awesome. And then we watch the we just kind of hang around. I don't know, see if we can sneak in. Hey, we would figure it out. I think that'd be pretty dope. But we don't have any details on that yet, so we're gonna have to just wait and see. So as of tomorrow, though, I will find out if I get into the one in LA. So that'll be pretty crazy. I don't have to pick you, CD. Just get your ass to Toronto. You're 2 hours drive from me. Yeah, there you go. Then just come. If we do something, then we'll do something. I'll make it like official. I'll be like, listen, we're going here or whatever. If the Fan Fest is open to the public, which it should be. I mean, that's bullshit. They're like, oh, we're only picking 50 people or something. Like, fuck off. Just open the doors like a convention and let everybody walk through and check things out. That'd be dope. You know what I mean? Like, let people walk through. But anyway, we don't even know when this is happening, because if it's happening on the same day, that would be ridiculous. And then all of a sudden, well, I'm in LA, so I can't do anything about it. You know what I mean? So we're going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait. So, hey, Z-Birdman, how you doing, buddy? He's saying hello and goodbye all at the same time. So we're going to have to wait and see. But anyways, either way, I'll make some kind of an announcement about that tomorrow. We'll take it from there. But, yeah, no baldies allowed. So anyways, yeah, that's basically it. So anyway, this is what's going to happen. So tomorrow, hopefully we find out some news of what's happening on Thursday. I know that the Xbox Metro 2039 thing is at 1 p.m. Again, I'm going to look into it. If it's only like a 10 or 15-minute thing, I will just release a video of the reaction. I'll have the thing playing and then me reacting to it. I'm not going to do it live because I'm not going to bother people. By the time people come and join live, the stupid thing will be over. You know what I mean? Because, like, people get notifications. It's not like they're sitting by their phone waiting for my notification. Like, they're like, oh, shit, Mag's live. By the time you click on there, it'll probably be done. It's kind of silly, right? So, like, if it's only going to be like a 10 or 15-minute thing, then I will just do a reaction video, upload it to the channel. You guys can watch that if you want, whatever. Then we'll also hopefully find out tomorrow if there's a state of play on Thursday. And if there is not, then we will spend the majority of the day, the morning and the nighttime, we will be playing Mouse PI on the channel. So we will be doing that on Thursday. All right? And then, of course, I'll be releasing a video on top of that. And then Friday is Pragmata Day pretty much exclusively, right? So, you know what I mean? We'll that'll be Friday. It'll be morning, then I'll take a break, and then it'll be the evening, and we will be playing a whole lot of Pragmata on Friday. And then maybe on the Sunday night we'll continue. Maybe. But certainly the week after, we will still be playing Mouse PI and Pragmata, and we will finish those games before we drop into the Friday after, which will be dedicated entirely to Sorrows. So we're going to be doing a whole lot of streaming of those 3 games, pretty much all the way up until the release of Forza Horizon 6. And of course, you got it on PC, Alex? Nice. Good work. So here's the thing. When Forza Horizon 6 drops, y'all know how it works. We have the top tier maggots get first dibs, of course, on multiplayer games, and then other maggots are also obviously allowed in there, and we will be doing all that. But they get dibs for getting like on the main squad with me, and then we will stream live, and we're gonna have drag races, we're gonna have competitions and tournaments, we're gonna do all that stuff when Forza drops, and we're gonna be playing all that together with the community. So everybody's invited to that. We're gonna have such a blast. But again, you know how the rules go. The rules go as follows. Top tier maggots get those first dibs and get on the squad with me. It'll be hilarious, man. We'll have a good time. So we're gonna really do a lot of things. And Clock Rocket, who actually is a new member tonight, drops a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Clock Rocket. Let's go. And he says for $2, he says, what the hell does GLHF mean? Now you're gonna make me look it up? I'm gonna look it up now. Now you're gonna make me look it up. I'm old, but like I know most of these things. Oh, good luck, have fun. There you go. There you go. I did not know that was one of those things. Live drag show deceiver. And Clock Rocket for those $2 says, good luck, have fun in LA. Thank you so much, Clock Rocket. Appreciate it. He goes, go to a Mexican bakery, delicious. Dude, I love Mexican food. Good luck, have fun, Dova nailed it. Yeah, thank you so much, Clock Rocket. I love Mexican food. I love tequila. I have lots of tequila in my bar. Tons of tequila in my bar. Yeah, Magnum, same with me, man. Yes, thank you so much, Clock Rocket. I will do my best to find myself a Mexican bakery. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you joining the channel, and I appreciate the super chat as well, brother. And welcome to hell, as always.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
All right. Magnum says he's got a 1-month Game Pass ready and waiting for Forza. Yep, me too, dude. That's what I'm waiting for. So, like I said, 5 days before Forza drops, I got this all planned out. 5 days before Forza drops, I'm gonna play Replaced on Game Pass. I'm gonna subscribe for that 1 month. I'm gonna play Replaced for the 5 days before Forza, and then dive right into Forza, and then gonna be playing there. Yeah, man, it's gonna be great. Mexican food trucks in LA are the best. I can only imagine. My mouth is already watering thinking about it. I'm not even kidding. So, anyhow. All right, folks. Well, there we go. We were past the 3-hour mark. And like I said, I got a ton of content coming out this week. So I'm going to be doing a shit ton of live streaming all the way until LA. We got so many games coming out. I will be live streaming minimum twice a week in the gaming realm, on top of MAGGCAST and on top of XNC and on top of videos. So I'm going to be one very, very busy cat all the way up until I get to LA. And then when I get to LA, I'm also going to be vlogging every single day of the experience as well. So we got a whole lot of content coming to the channel. I can't, like I said, I can't do this without you. The channel is growing. I'm super happy about all that. We're all heading in the right direction, folks. So either way, I just want to thank you guys all for everything and all the support tonight and all the super chats and all the member chats and everything else. Yeah, I would, CD. I would buy Forza Horizon. Yes. But I mean, I got the Game Pass. Why not use it, right? I buy most of my Forza Horizons. I'm not a fan of Forza Motorsport. I'm more of a fan of the Horizon because it's more arcade like racer. So I bought all the other ones. I own them all. The only one I obviously don't own is Forza Horizon 6, but I'll play it for free on Game Pass. And before I can even leave, we got Grumpy Old Fart coming flying right in, and he drops a $10 super chat just to say good night, everyone. Alex, what do I have cooking for you guys tomorrow? Well, we'll have to wait and see. If any news drops or whatever, we'll take it from there. I'll probably put up a post tomorrow and just say, hey, this is the plan for Thursday. Because like I said, I'm waiting for all these announcements before I can make a plan for Thursday. Friday's set in stone. We're doing Pragmata, 2 streams on Friday, 1 in the morning, 1 in the night. So any of the UK and Europe people in the different time zones, you don't have to sit up till 4 o'clock in the morning watching me play Pragmata. You can watch me in what's morning for me, late afternoon for you guys. And then I will be doing it in the evening as well for everybody else from 8 p.m. and on. Thursday is a little up in the air. I will be doing Mouse PI 100% on Thursday. I just don't know exactly what's going to happen because I need to know if there's a state of play, and I need to see how long this Metro 2039 thing is. So we'll see from there. Grumpy Old Fart, thank you so much for that that $10 super chat, brother. You are absolutely amazing, my friend. So there you go, folks. All right, everybody, listen, have a great night. I will talk to you guys all tomorrow. I will put up a post and let you guys know exactly what's happening for Thursday. Okay? And either way, you guys have been amazing. Stay magnificent. And we'll talk to y'all tomorrow on the channel. Everybody have yourself a great night. We'll talk to y'all real soon. Bye now.